I'm gonna say this. All right. I don't care. We just started live, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm hijacking this thing. The only reason Nanase survived was for the plot device of cucking us to think Nagi did when he didn't. That is Nanase's entire purpose. If Nanase was named anything else, he would not have survived. If he was named with any other any other first letter, hell, any other first or second letter, more in line to say first, right? But if he had his first two letters of his name being anything other than NA, that motherfucker would have been out of here by the
Yeah,
third selection. I
yeah.
don't even know how
How
he would have,
how'd you
because
do that,
there's no
Steve?
selection elimination events until this point, but he would have gotten booted somehow.
Hey, everyone watching the stream,
Fuck.
point and laugh at Arrow. This dude bet that Nanase wouldn't survive.
I'm
How
gonna
stupid
flash
is
my
he?
balls on stream. I'll do it.
What's good? I think I'm Tom Cruise and
What?
Vincenzo. What's good, guys?
Fuck. God, fuck. Hold up. I need water.
Today should be fun, man. Today should be fun. Uh,
Woo!
we've already started up hype. Um, Yoki's in here. What's good, Yoki? It's gonna be a hype one. It's gonna be a hype one. Uh, okay, so what's good, everyone? It's your boy Raito Six, and here we are after the final match. Well, I can't even say the final match after the PXG. It's not even PSG, is it?
After the NEL
Who
is
played?
over.
Who played? Bloody Manshine versus Barcher. We're here after Manshine versus Barcher. We've got all the evaluations now, and we know, there's the big elephant in the room where Big Nagi Seishiro. Yeah, my boy didn't make it. My boy didn't make it. Ah, but yeah,
You
man,
guys all
yeah.
doubted Nanase.
So
His entire purpose was a plot device.
Scrubs!
as you guys
Scrubs,
can
man!
see, I'm here with Lexio, I'm here with
Yo!
Dedu, and I'm here with Aero. And yeah,
Yo.
we're going to shoot it. Um, and I wanna structure it like this today. I wanna first talk about the match itself, right? Like the chapter, the match in general, how we found the chapter. Then we can go on to the valuations, and then in the end, because we know what happens right at the end, we can talk about the Nagi situation. Um, so as usual, let me just do a quick recap of what happened in this chapter. Just getting it up. One sec. Ooh, yes,
Oh, no problem.
yes. It's a full house here. One sec. I'm just gonna get the chapter up as I get
Wait,
Suki
Suki,
up.
you're eating too, bro? What you eating? What you eating? Ah, pussy. I mean a sandwich.
Okay.
Are you in class? So why are you there and not going home?
Go home, I'm gonna get tired.
It's 5:30.
No, your time is 5:30. For me, it's like 2:45.
Ah,
You know your face cam's on, right?
I don't care.
what's up, Suki?
Start showing your face in videos, Suki. Where's the durag?
This is the first time I've
What's up,
ever.
Rick and
No, the
Harris?
do I get home, bro. I don't be right on. Where's
And what's good,
Dedu?
my boy OP's in here. Right. Let's start the recap. Blue Lock chapter 298. And basically we see Nagi decide to go on his own. Nagi thinks he can do it on his own. He doesn't want to lose Rayo. He knows that what they're currently doing is not working whatsoever. So from kickoff, Nagi takes the ball off Bachira and passes it straight to Agi. Agi gets excited, obviously. He's like, yo, finally, you're actually awakening. A few exchanges with Chigiri. Nagi doing his usual control with his back. Flicks it over the Bachira player. Agi passes it back. Nagi does one stage of his fake volley. And then that's when Otoya comes in and says, "What stage is that?" So obviously these guys had a plan to stop whatever fake goal Nagi was gonna try and score in this match. Um, and Nagi, like for some reason, he keeps doing every single game. Panics as soon as he sees his path blocked. He wants to shoot, but then Rayo comes. Of course, Nagi decides, you know what? I'm gonna pass it to Rayo. Obvious move. It's been intercepted plenty of times before. Bachira comes in, intercepts, and Bachira does his thing. And as Bachira does his thing, we get to see all the valuations going up until number 23, where it says NA. And
Son of a.
obviously everyone thought it was gonna say Nagi,
He
but
already has his
nah.
PFP on.
Correction,
This is
correction,
gonna be a day.
correction. Not everyone. I knew. I backed my
Everyone
boy.
apart from Lexio thought it was gonna say Nagi, but nah. That shit says Nanase. And Nagi, lock off. Goodbye. Na 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 na
Na
na
na
na.
na say.
Hey, that's
Hey,
good.
Nana's is a
goodbye.
bitch.
Na 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 na.
Ah.
Ba da ba ba ba.
But yeah,
McDonald's.
so that's the chapter,
That's
guys.
where Nagi going.
That's the chapter. So we're just gonna. I want to go around, get everyone's feeling about the chapter. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter, and then we'll go more into depth. So to start off with, I'm gonna take Aero. Let us know your thoughts.
Guys, check the chat. I just sent something really good in the chat.
Ah.
Discord.
Yoki, pipe down.
Oh my
Wait till
god.
you think.
Nanase's entire purpose for surviving was as a plot device to make us think Nagi was going to survive when he didn't. Nanase's survival makes very little sense into the grand scheme of what Nagi can do. Right?
Bullshit.
Are you telling me
Nikim's here?
realistically, from what the world and we have seen, that bid value than Nagi? He showed off what he scored the very first goal for BLUELOCK in the U20 game, which established him as already being a good player. Even if he's on a decline, how many players IRL do you know go through like regressive states, but they are still like good? You know they're good because they're just in a slump right now, and then once they get out of
I
it,
want to
they're really
clarify
fucking
though.
good.
Nanase did not fuck up a pass so bad that it led to his entire team getting dribbled and losing a game.
Nanase
Unlike what
made
Nagi
one
did.
pass. One pass. Uno passo. Every other play he was involved with, he lost.
Yeah, but did he
Nanase,
lose the game for his team like Nagi? No, Nanase has
I
a better
guarantee you, if
team.
Nanase was any better, PXG would have had a better shot.
Imagine you put
Doesn't it
Nanase
make
and
sense that he's
Nagi
barely... He stole the borderliner title from Kiora. If that doesn't go to say that he's bad, nothing does.
Oh my god, your guys' I'm going to use your tears to season my food along
Kiora.
with some pepper and
Kiora
paprika.
Ew.
had
They're
one
too
What the
play.
salty.
hell?
Kiora
It's
had
disgusting.
one lone play.
I'm using Nexio's place
And
for my
got more
donut
than
today.
Nanase did in his entire NEL performance.
Bro, it's
Bruce
sad
Lee.
how Kiora gets a super assist, which is worth
Listen,
more
right?
than everything that Nanase
Realistically,
did, bro.
am I mad Nanase survived? No. Right? I have no issues with Nanase
Cap.
surviving. I have the issue with the fact that Nagi didn't survive. And that Nanase was used as a plot device to allow for Nagi to not survive.
Oh
Or for
yeah,
us-
no, I'm upset that Nanase was used as like a plot device. Realistically, I think Kiora should have been the borderline. But I still
Agreed.
do think Nanase should have survived, and because of what happened with Nagi there, and because of what's happening with his character arc, he does need to get kicked out of Blue Lock to have that new evolution.
I think
Previously, he abandoned Rayo, and now he needs to lose Rayo instead of
Now-
Rayo leaving Rayo by his choice, he needs to be forced away from Rayo.
all right. Hear me out on this. Right?
All right, now we
I
gotta
got through something here,
fucking-
right? And hear me out. This entire argument, I'm saying this right now, is cope. It's cope, right? I'm coping. But I want you to hear me out on this, right?
Well, there.
Holy shit, it's Nakeem! I've never seen you before. Hello.
My brother, how are you doing?
Oh, you're on mute, Nakeem.
Oh, hi everyone. Hi. Hi.
Ooh,
My
I
brother.
don't know if you can hear me.
I'm gonna be honest. Was not expecting this.
Do I sound like? Can you hear me? Is everything?
Yeah, you sound great.
Oh, cool. No,
You
Yeah.
sound different than what I was expecting.
I'm gonna
but
be
I
honest.
love it, man.
I thought you were gonna be a soft, skinny white boy.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people think that. Nah, I'm black.
Not Era,
Oh wait,
No, I had him do lines for Nagi in my video that's dropping tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and he sounds really good as Nagi.
Wait. What do you mean? Oh, he's voicing Nagi or something like that?
Yeah, I'm dropping a video
Yeah.
tomorrow that has Nagi and Ryo lines in it, and I had voice actors do them, and
Game, good stuff. Make the bag. You know what I'm saying? Give me a
But
boom boom.
anyways, hear me out on this, right? Hear me out. This is all cope, right? In the chapter when Nagi is faced with Atoya, right after doing the feint stage, right? He looks over and sees Ryo. As he does this, his aura begins to cover over his eyes, right? I think the matter is that this could be an illusion. I'm very I don't believe it. But there's a small part of me that finds some kind of reasoning to it. Right?
Mhm.
Doesn't it seem a little bit odd that throughout the entire chapter, even if Nagi's scared, right, that he just switches up immediately? Like, even as Ryo ran over, he's constantly muttering to himself, alone, fight alone, right? Like, he's very, wanting to play by himself. The entire previous chapter, he was telling Ryo, the beginning of the chapter, he's like, I don't want your help. No matter what, do not help me.
Mhm.
The chapter, last chapter, 297, at the end, he literally says, I'm sorry for being a pain. You don't need to help me anymore. I can fight on my own. That's second confirmation. And going all the way back to 50 chapters or so prior, or 40 chapters or something, I think it's 50. Nagi and Ryo are looking at the reviews online. And he even says, let's change. Let's stop being a pain. Let's lock in. Let's do this. So doesn't it seem a little weird that as soon as Ryo appears, he would just cave? It doesn't make sense. For all of his barking and all of his conversation, I want to fight on my own. I want to be able to do this on my own. That just because Ryo ran next to him, he would pass? And to be honest, right, passing isn't crazy. The whole argument of a striker would have taken the shot. Nagi didn't have a shot. I'll get back to it. He kind of did. But even then, the argument of a striker would have shot in the situation in comparison to chapter 1 where Ego describes it. How
It's
Ego
an open
says it.
shot in chapter 1.
Yeah,
though.
Ego says if you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, take the shot. Don't
Yeah.
pass. But
Yeah.
Nagi wasn't one-on-one. He was 1-on-3. Technically 4 if you got the keeper, and they were actively pressing him.
Yeah, that's fair.
It
Otoya's
doesn't
a
make,
good presser, OP.
but it doesn't make sense how. Well, Atoya is not good if you see him. All he is another body. If you can see Atoya, all he has is mild speed.
Okay.
Everything else about him isn't very good. If you can see him,
Who's
in
doing
relation
like that?
in relation to his
Can I-
dialogue, for Nagi, why would he suddenly change up just because Ryo was there? It doesn't make
Can I
that much
try to
sense.
explain it?
Yeah, I mean, again,
I-
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense that he passed or that this situation isn't real. I'm just saying the dialogue feels very, very odd.
I think I can explain it. Nagi, I think what's happened is, obviously, we saw Nagi lose his ego. And I think throughout the first two plays of this match, Nagi, prior to this match, was coming in expecting to be able to do something. And because he's been shut down at every turn, he's lost his confidence. And so he's trying to play for himself. Like, he's trying to, like, okay, I'm going to do this alone, I'm going to do this alone. But he doesn't think he can. And I think it's at that moment where he sees Otoya appear in front of him that he realizes, oh, they know everything I can do. I'm not capable of this. So when he sees Rayo, he goes, but I still have Rayo backing me up. If I can use Rayo, maybe I can stay with him. I think it's more of, at that moment, Nagi decides instead of Rayo being the person who's going to make him the greatest striker, he wants to try and make Rayo the greatest striker and be a tag along for Rayo.
Well, again, I think we need more dialogue for next chapter. And I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, because I understand the actions and I understand that. I'm just saying the dialogue of Nagi feels like a massive and rapid switch up. Like, the fact that
I
he
think
goes
it's
directly from
incomplete.
saying fighting alone, sends the pass, and then goes, together, we're going, and then, like, what? You just said you have been, even if he showed up, right? Even if Rayo showed up, there should have been at least more internal dialogue that Nagi's been having. At least from my perspective, I feel like more internal dialogue would have been necessary.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this is an April Fool's joke, right? Because we got the bid values. I do think if it turns around, and the reason we see Nanase staring at the board is that this was an illusion of, like, the rest of the bid values are real, but Nagi Nanase, next chapter, like, this is what happens if I pass to Rayo here, or if I give up. Then Nagi cooks next chapter. If that's what happens, and Nanase is kicked out, I am going to laugh so hard.
That's
I
cool.
will book a plane ticket, fly to you, Lexio, knock on your door, point and laugh in your face, and then leave. I will put
I
down
have
a
so
grand.
many haters I have to talk to if that actually happens.
I'll put a
haters.
grand down on the joke. That's hilarious.
Genuinely, if that actually happens, I'm quitting YouTube. I'm just quitting. I quit the series.
I'll laugh so
If
fucking
they've
hard.
just done that, no. That I think believing that's gonna happen though, Arrow, is a bit of code
Yo,
from
where's the
you.
Nanase PFP?
Oh, again, I said it's cool, and I don't think it's happening. But if it does,
Yeah. I don't think it's happening either.
like, you can't really rule out any possibility. Like, no one really assumed that Shido should have surpassed Barou based on the performance of the game, and then he did. So, the unlikely things are possible. And no one would have thought Nagi got kicked out. Like,
Nah, the Rice knew
I was
that one.
expecting.
it was
Quite a few people
even if you
thought-
predicted it, it was very unexpected.
It was still shocking. Like, you didn't think he was actually
Yeah,
going to
no, it
pull
was
it.
shocking.
Type of thing, yeah.
Yeah. But, like,
Yeah.
There was good reason, but you didn't think he was going to boom, you know?
but there is another theory that someone's going to get injured in the World Cup, and then Nagi's going to come back. Like,
Chigiri, no, I don't want Chigiri.
Chickadee tears his ACL. They need another player.
Yeah.
For the
Nah,
roster,
Yukimiya
23.
goes blind.
So they have to go to the next
Yukimiya
player.
just completely loses his vision.
But, like, they'll register someone new for the roster, and then Nagi would come back from training at the club level.
Someone shot Nanase and
come
he's
back.
like, I shot Nanase, so he died.
You guys are saying this, but I honestly think that the whole point of BLUELOCK is to train for the World Cup. This is only the U20 World Cup. I feel like the people eliminated in the NEL have a chance to come back and try out to get back onto the World Cup team. I don't think they're just. I think there will be tryouts for the World Cup team for former BLUELOCK members, and I think that's when Nagi's going to come back and
I don't think there's going to be tryouts. I think once they're gone, because they're going to have club teams to already go for. And, like, if anyone wants to come back, it would be Nagi because he's literally 24.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, though. I think, for example, anyone who's 30 or above is going to get the chance to, try and come back.
Oh, hold up. Who was, 30 before?
30 before was...
1246. 30 and up. We had 30 was,
I think it was,
Aiki,
Darai.
Wanima, Haragi, Neo, Hayate, Darai, and Nanase were the 6 under the 23 at the time.
Honestly, I think people like Darai and Neo might still be in that top 30, and I think there might be a moment where they come back and they do have a chance to retry out. And I think that's going to be a moment where Nagi gets back. Because at the end of the day, this is just one stop on the way to building the world's best striker for the World Cup. This isn't
Yeah.
the end.
All right, guys.
Also, there could be the theory Suki said, which I have believed in, where they're going to have 26 players. So I think Nagi might. I think Nagi might survive, but might not necessarily be an active on the bench player. Might just be
Guys,
someone who comes in if someone gets
guys,
injured.
we're going a bit
Belongs
too
to
far.
others.
We're going a bit too far into the future right
Sorry.
Okay, Uncle, we get it.
now. Let me get Dedu and Nikim's
Dedu!
Nikim's
Nikki,
opinions of the chapter first.
Nikki.
Dedu, you go first.
You're muted, bro.
Well, this new chapter kind of chucked all my predictions out the water, so I might give up on mass buying lottery tickets now.
No, don't stop, bro. What's the rule? 99% of people quit before they hit big. Come on, put a band down. Come on, put your life savings. Put your firstborn child. Come on, do it.
What that?
What?
If you bet a child, if you bet your
Kidney.
firstborn child on the lottery and you win, you just get 2. Like, do they just clone your kid?
Oh my days!
Just have
Well,
sex
no,
and make
if you
another
look
one.
about it,
What the hell is
Well,
this?
it wouldn't be your firstborn child at that point.
I don't even have one kid. Why would I need it to be cloned?
Go put your baby cousin. I'm sure you have a cousin somewhere that you would 100% put in the lottery.
put both your kidneys on it.
No.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, put a kidney in. If you win, you get an extra kidney for if one of them fails. And if you lose, you still survive.
Yeah.
Oh, there, yeah, put
You're
both
looking
kidneys
at
in
me
and
like
just
this
go
is an
all in.
outrageous claim. This is reasonable.
I'm not putting both kidneys on the line.
Well, you're not. You're putting one.
Put
You're
both
putting one
kidneys.
kidney down.
I'm voting both kidneys. If you're gonna
Why?
gamble, go big or go home.
Why would you
Please
put 2
don't.
kidneys?
Please don't.
Go big or go home.
No, what you should do is sacrifice one of your lungs. Like, a lung is just a bigger kidney. Go big or go home,
Why am
bro.
I being
Bye.
told
Your
to put my
liver-
body parts
your
on the
liver
line for
can
lottery
regrow.
tickets?
So
You're
you
not.
cut out like
Someone
half
in
of
the
your
comment
liver
section has a good
and
point.
Yeah, your liver
2019
can grow
2016 is yes.
up to about 75% of damage.
Which one?
2019,
so if you-
the rule didn't
liver.
exist. 26 player.
Yeah, we don't know what the rules are going to be, right? They could follow
Yeah,
the
they could
3-player
still.
rule.
Wait, guys, we're getting away. Dedu, I need to know your thoughts.
No.
I don't. Okay, well, aside from the organ gambling, my predictions for this was that I don't know. I honestly thought Nagi was gonna cook, and it's kind of obvious that he didn't, unless Ero's wild coping theory turns out to be true. I'm not unhappy by the fact that he failed. I think it could be very good, character writing for both him and Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going to happen with Rio now that he's alone without his boyfriend Nagi by his side? Is he going to cook? Is he going to crash? It's kind of up in the air at the moment, really.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm the same. I didn't expect it, but I'm quite happy with what's happened. I think it's a nice twist, and
it opens a new avenue,
a great spin to the story, and it does change a lot of future thoughts. So I'm quite happy with it. Nikim, you there? What do you think?
Hi guys. So in my opinion, this is probably top 5 favorite Blue Lock chapters in my personal opinion. I fucking
Amen.
adore
With a Nagi PFP, what the hell?
I adore this. Now, the reason why I like this chapter so much is obviously we see Nagi's downfall. Nagi's gonna bounce back. We all know Nagi's gonna bounce back. He's the author's favorite character. He's a spin-off manga. There is no conceivable way that Nagi doesn't bounce back from this, right? I have faith he will. I just love the fact that Konoshiro subverted our expectations. Throughout the entire NEL, a lot of fans have been saying, oh, plot lock, predictable lock, oh, this is gonna happen. Konoshiro, for the very first time ever, took a very big risk and took out a fan favorite character. Everyone loves Nagi. Everyone loves Nagi. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people had hope that Nagi was gonna bounce back, from after he lost his ego in the Manshan game. And I'm glad he took the way they revealed the final rankings, like with Bachira getting the ball, and you see all of the rankings slowly. I can't wait to see that animated. By the way,
How would they even do that?
I don't know how they're gonna do it. But when you see the final rankings and it's like Bachira gets the board and you see he's 5, and then you see Chigiri 6, you see all of the rankings slowly go up as he's in flow and as he's about to score the final goal, and then it's the fake out. It says Nanase, but you think it says Nagi. Is so cool. I think the way that they revealed the final, the top 24 was really cool. This opens up new avenues. I have my own personal theory. I think that Nagi will continue. I think a club will take a chance with Nagi. A club will take a chance with him. Not to say that like he can't play in the U20 World Cup, but I do think it'd be very interesting if Kaneshiro actually has him sit out in the next arc and have him return in the actual World Cup. I think a club will pick up on him. He'll go play club football. I wanted him to go to like a European club, maybe play in the Premier League, but I kind of want him to play in the J League, the Japanese football league, because I think. Now, don't jump me, guys.
I mean,
We listen, we don't judge.
we might.
I think if he plays in the J League, we could see characters that we've seen before. Also, Kaneshiro doesn't have to worry about making more foreign players. He can save the foreign players for the World Cup and the U20 World Cup. But having him play in like a Japanese league or a Japanese team, a Japanese club, it gives like the I don't know the person who makes episode Nagi. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. Sonomiya. It will I feel like if they would do it, it'd be like Nagi stays in Japan. He plays for a Japanese club, and then he gets selected to play in the World Cup. Like he proves himself, and he gets selected to
That
go
would
join.
be brilliant.
I think that's how I would do it. I would have him play in the J League, build himself up. If you want to put Kira in the J League too, you can. Whatever you want to do. You fucking
White haired buddies.
have him build himself up.
So here's another question then. Do you think episode Nagi is after this next chapter is going to do a jump cut to NEL? After the NEL. So like when we see Nagi leave BLUELOCK in the main series, the next episode Nagi chapter would literally continue off from Nagi's perspective there. Episode Nagi will then be like the story of Nagi's development, and then when that episode Nagi ends is when he comes back to the main project.
Yeah, I think that would be peak as fuck. First of all, give us the World 5 match before you do that. I do want to see them play against the World 5 because that's what's happening.
I think we get that this week.
We just see Rayo and Shido have some moments.
I think we get that this Thursday.
Maybe.
To be honest, it's usually the first week of the month.
Maybe at the end of the World 5 match, you could have Nagi. You know how Isagi reflected at the end of the World 5 match, and he was like, "This is what the world this is what the world scales like. Holy shit!" Maybe have Nagi reflect. We cut to the end of the NEL, and then Nagi gets picked up by his club or whatever, and then we go into episode Nagi branches away from the original manga. I think personally, that's how I would do it. I'm not writing it though, so
Got
goes. But that's just my personal feelings.
So on
and we won't see Tarasu and Otoya get their get back on Nagi, bro.
On that quickly, Abby says, "How will Nagi change though if he does come back? Ultimately, would he not just revert back to playing with Ray?"
No, because my counter argument with that is because I think Nagi needs to be in a restrictive environment. He needs to be away from Rayo. Remove Rayo. Think about it, right? Obviously he's there's like a codependency and there's a love between the two. There's like a they need each other, right? Throughout this entire arc, what have they foreshadowed? Nagi needs to go and die. Barou tells him this at the end of the Ubers match. Barou tells him, you need to go and die and come back. Rin tells him, when Nagi's like, why are you doing this? Because Rin gives him his reason, right? He's like, I forgot the exact wording. Sorry. But he tells him why he's doing this. I think Nagi needs to go and die, get away from BLUELOCK, go and die in this J League, whatever league he joins, die and come back stronger and prove himself. And then I think him and Rayo will even if he wants to rely on Rayo again, I think they will be stronger than ever with them being apart. They need to be apart. When Rayo left Nagi during first selection, second selection, and then they came back again, right? They both came back a bit stronger. I think they need even Augie points this out in the Augie on the Munchen City team. Augie's like, you guys are way too codependent on each other, and
Mhm.
the only reason Nagi fucks up in this Bachira match is why, because he chooses to pass to Rayo. I'm not blaming Rayo, and I'm not blaming either of them. I think
This
both of
isn't
them.
Rayo's fault, bro.
It's not
This
Rayo's
isn't.
fault. Well, I've seen a lot of Blue Lock fans trying to. I've seen a couple takes where it's like, it's Rayo's fault. No, Nagi made
Fukaku.
the
I mean,
actual
it's a little
mistake.
bit. It's a little bit Rayo's
See,
fault.
I
No,
Bro,
it's
my
not.
Fukaku video went
Hear me out, hear
off,
me out.
bro.
It's a little his fault, right? Nagi told him to stay away. He didn't listen and still went to try and work with Nagi, right? Even though
Yes.
Nagi said, I don't want to do that. That's the only part that's his fault. Every other aspect was Nagi's, right? Rayo did the right thing, but it wasn't the right thing for Nagi. He did the right thing for the team and the play. He did the wrong thing for Nagi. In Nagi's context, he definitely was in the wrong.
Absolutely.
But not entirely, but he had an aspect of being in the wrong. But in terms of overall,
Like
team
Rayo was
play?
supposed to be
Yeah.
there for the team, yeah.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
Rayo got to a spot he could score from,
Raito,
an open spot, a pass.
yeah.
can I, after Arrow, can I quickly make a comment on what someone said about there not being the 26 player rule?
That was in the chat, but yeah, you go ahead. I have a comment I want to make, like a topic for everyone, because I think it'd be very
that's why I
interesting.
said
So go
after.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, because it's a whole different
Okay,
topic.
so
Yeah, who said it? Do you know?
It was in chat.
someone said a while ago, and I've been waiting to get a chance to say it.
Zoro. Here you go.
20
Zoro
yeah,
said
the
it.
26 player rule, it didn't exist in the 2019 U20 World Cup. It didn't exist at that time. However, it was added in 2021, a year before the actual next World Cup in the sort of storyline of events.
Yeah, but is
So
that U20?
by the next
Is it U20 though?
But-
Is it main World Cup or
No.
U20 World Cup?
2022 main World Cup. So before the next main World Cup, because the last one was 2018, so before the next main World Cup, it will become a rule. Therefore, after the U20 World Cup, a year before the actual World Cup, there will be that 26 player rule. So the likelihood is they will want to bring back 3 players. With Nagi being at 24, if he does get development, Nagi's going to be one of those 3.
Okay.
Nagi and
As well as
Sai.
probably as
Yeah, I need
Nagi,
Sai to kick all those
Sai,
followers
2 of the
down.
players, and then another player. It could be literally anyone.
Igaguri!
I was
No
actually
way.
about to say, I feel like
No
Igaguri
chance.
has a very strong chance just because the author loves him.
Yeah.
But I could also see many other players returning for fucking no reason. Darai could return because they need more defense or something. It could be a number of players. I personally think though it will likely be Nagi, Sai, and either Ikaguri or just someone completely random. Either bring back a
Probably
completely
Igaguri.
random character or it be someone who's already on the World
It
Cup
could
team.
be Haragi. Haragi's a trapper just like Nagi. They could bring 2 trappers. They don't have any. They have no players on their current roster that have exquisite ball control like Haragi and Nagi do. They have nobody.
And has ball control. She's on their team.
Who?
Here
Oh,
are,
bro. I just got what you said.
Very good ball
here are
control.
3 players that I think are most likely to take up that 3rd spot. Those are Hiragi, because he's played a major part compared to the background characters. This one's for you, Raito. Nishioka, because he's been hyped up
Yeah,
so much.
please.
But
Yes,
he's the least likely one in my opinion, Arrow. I'm only saying it because he has been hyped up.
Love
Yes,
you.
please.
And the last one, which everyone here except Tsuki is going to hate me for, Kira. Kira could come back as the 26th.
Can I ask you,
interesting.
right? Can I ask you though, why would they bring Kira back when overall the current Blue Lockers are drastically better than Kira in skill?
Kira and
Right,
Nagi
don't
are
get me
gonna
wrong.
link up in the
I don't want
jungle.
Kira to come to
Kira
Japan,
was
though,
good, right? Kira was
I
good.
said different country, bro.
But don't you
going-
want to see Kira interact with Isagi?
No!
Fuck that!
I
said
I- I
different
think-
country,
I
different
think-
country.
I think
I
it'd
think
be an
it'd be
interesting
cool.
interaction. I think it'd be an
Just
interesting
imagine this
interaction.
situation,
I think it'd
guys.
be.
Imagine this situation. In the J League, Nagi, he's struggling to evolve. He's trying to figure it out. and
This
he,
is
he
in
knows he's
McDonald's,
got to be
bro, not the J
restricted.
League.
And then his Nagi's evolution in the J League is brought about when he's playing against Kira, and they both get brought to the Japan World Cup team.
I'm liking what I'm here. I'm joking.
Kira's
I
return.
like to see that in
Alright,
McDonald's, guys.
Let me
That
ask.
would
All
be
right,
very
I
good
got a good
McDonald's.
question for you guys. Right? Has everyone here watched the anime?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season
Has-
one.
Dub or sub?
It doesn't matter. Just the anime
Okay.
in general. So you know how the style that 8-bit does the anime,
Yeah.
right? Has anyone here seen Solo Leveling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
No.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
caught
read
up,
it.
but-
I've
No.
not actually watched the anime.
Okay. Lexio, you have not?
No,
Not
no,
yet.
but I've got the mangas here.
Okay. Dedu, have you?
Nope.
Okay. Do me a favor, you two, or the guys who haven't seen the Solo Leveling anime, right? Do me a favor, go on to like your separate thing or mute or something really quick, and I want you to look up a song called Dark Aria, right?
Oh god.
Play that.
Here we
No,
go.
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me
Side
out.
quest.
Hear me out on this, right? There's a scene in the anime where that song starts playing over a cut of the anime, right? For the future of the Blue Lock manga, what is one scene you would want to see adapted with some like incredible OST playing in the background, some fire original music, like Dark Aria, for example.
I've
Like-
got one.
Like
I have
for
one.
example, you know Shido's Big Bang Drive, how you could hear like the singing part of his thing.
Yeah.
What would you do? What scene would you put an original OST with singing to it in the anime? So, like, when they adapt into the anime, they're gonna have the animated scene, but they're gonna give it music and they're gonna give it a whole like.
Can it be any
vibe.
song, or are we just making up a fake song like a fake
It
note?
can be any Japanese song that exists now or any IRL
Okay.
song that exists. That just something you think would like they could do that would make the scene 10 times better.
I've got a great one.
For me, I want to see something like Dark Aria play over Kaiser's identity moment, where he's fighting the cops.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like if they do it black and white, have like only the blood be colored and his eyes, maybe. So everything's like grayscale, and then you see as he's kicking the cops in the ball, you see the streaks of red and blue from his aura and his ego starting to
Ooh.
flare finally. For him
That makes me
finally
want
gaining an
Nagi.
identity. I feel like that would make the scene so much more emotional and so much more like you'd be so much more invested in Kaiser's character. So what scene would you believe would do that? Or what
Can I
would you
pick
want
one?
to see do something like that?
I've got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
I've got one. I've got the best one. I would want like a Requiem style song for like the moment where it would start at the moment where Bachira intercepts the pass, and it would be playing throughout his whole dribbling. Every time he kicks the ball, on its kick line, you'd see another one of the sort of player values appear, and it would just be the entire thing of like the Requiem of Nagi dying.
Oh, like we're talking about JoJo
Ooh.
Part 5, right? JoJo Part 5, right? Giorno.
I haven't seen it.
I'm talking to
not seen-
Lexio. I'm trying to say
I've not seen-
figure out what's
I've not seen JoJo Part 5.
I think
but-
he's referring to Requiem. No, I know what you're talking about, FML.
Oh!
I don't think he's referring
Oh,
to
No,
the
like
experience?
a Requiem.
Giorno's
Like a
Requiem.
Requiem.
Like,
He's not referring to that Requiem. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're chatting about.
No, a
but
Requiem is
yeah,
like a
I know
song
what it
of
is.
death.
It
It's like a
hits so hard
heavenly
because
style
it's
song for
showing
death.
every type of death that I don't want to say the name goes through. So it hits so
Yeah.
hard. Like seeing all the people who got above Nagi, death after death after death. That it would hit so hard.
I've got one.
Yeah,
I've got one. I think
go on.
for Kaiser's goal in the PXG game, I don't have a specific song, but something probably orchestral, something very heavenly. And obviously as it's showing the flashbacks of him kicking the ball away, but the ball coming back to him when he's younger. Something like that. And then eventually he does, and the rose petals and all the rose. I think a shit ton of rose petals effects as he's fucking about to score that shit with some good sound effects. I think that his goal when they finally animate it, if they really put a lot of love and effort into that, it could be one of the best goals. And he does the celebration
If
of him
they
showing off
fumble-
the tattoo. They can't fumble that scene.
I'm dropping the
I
series
hope they don't
if they
fumble
fumble
that
that goal. That is my
Yeah.
favorite goal in the
Yeah.
series.
Perfect.
By far, I will argue that is the best goal in the entire series.
It's
That
not
goal,
Magnus guy.
Well,
the Magnus impact, everything about that goal makes it the best goal in the
It's perfect.
NEL, best goal in the entire Blue Lock series, and
Yeah.
likely will be for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the U20 World Cup might be able to eclipse that goal. We'll see. We'll see how it goes though. But,
I
Mhm.
don't think
I think
anything. I don't think
not until the
any.
regular World Cup.
I don't think
That's
anything will
true,
be able to
maybe.
do like they did with Kaiser. Kaiser had an entire 150 chapters of development
Mm.
going into that. We then find out his backstory, all the build up to it, his awakening, right, and then him actually perfecting it once, and finally reclaiming his ego and his title, and finally being like happy for himself for once in his life.
And that celebration.
Like he's happy for himself.
Right.
Like I don't think Kaiser's actually been genuinely happy for himself. That wasn't at the expense of someone else.
There's a very good video essay on Kaiser. I think it was made by Lessons for Anime. Shout out to
Yeah,
him. He makes very
Upward,
good
right?
videos. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
makes very
cool.
good videos.
He helps me just
Need to watch it.
Ratio. What about you, man? You have any scene that you'd like?
Ratio. What's up, Ratio?
Ratio.
Let me think. I quite like Isagi's goal at the end. The way he shifted Kaiser into back into Isagi sheds.
Shapeshift.
Yeah,
But
sheds.
is that what you put the music over?
Yeah, I'd put the music over it, and I really need that to be shot like. I need like to be well directed, because the shot itself, I don't think the panels actually do it justice. Because Kaiser says how good the technique on the shot was, simply because it was a half volley. So basically, the ball bounces, and as soon as it bounces, he kicks it. So I need that to like be properly emphasized.
But there's so much dialogue. Like the reason I say Kaiser identity, there's like a very minimal dialogue that wouldn't be like background narration, right? But there's so much dialogue
you
from
know-
Kaiser and Ness and
You
Reem.
know how they did the U20 match goal. You see how like they did like different angles of the shot. I reckon you could just speed run the shot itself, and then you can go back and show like a replay with the
Guys,
Also,
I've got
was
another scene
Isagi's
that needs
goal
music over
very?
it.
Wasn't it very similar to like? Sorry, Lexio. Wasn't it very similar to like Shido's rotating banana shot that he scored in the third selection, where he just turned on a dime and shot?
Banana
No.
shot.
I'm talking
That's
about
what he called it. He called it the
I
banana shot.
think Ratio's talking about the PXG shot, no?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, Isagi, like, he was running in diagonally. As soon as the ball bounced, Isagi just, like, turned mid-swing. That's
Yeah.
what Shido did. Is
Yeah,
that not what Isagi did? Like, in that game?
He did. It wasn't quite like she does, but yeah, I get what you mean. But I just really want to emphasize the bounce on the shot. So like, if you've seen any half volleys, right? That shit is hard to hit, because you've got to hit it the moment it bounces,
Yeah.
and it's so satisfying to
Yes!
Well, hold up. Is it hard to hit a half volley, or is it hard to hit a half volley? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it hard to hit a ball that's going? Or is it hard to?
Listen, half volleys are probably one
You
of the
could mess it up, but it's not hard.
Well, like, I'm asking, like, okay, doing a half volley is hard,
Mhm.
but is actually kicking the ball, like,
Yeah.
with the knocking of a half
okay,
volley.
hold up. How do I word this? Right, Isagi did the half volley,
Mhm.
right? If his intention was just to hit the ball and not to actively do a half volley, like if you're going into it like, oh, I'm going to do a half volley, trying over and over again, I feel like that would be hard.
Yeah. Oh, I get
So, like,
it.
if Izagi's interpreting this as just a normal direct shot for himself, like going in, I'm just got to kick the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if his
I get you.
intentional,
Yeah, I get what
if
you
he's
mean.
not intending to
Yeah.
hit a half volley, I feel like it's not as hard as intentionally trying to hit a half volley.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. But Kaiser did say how good the technique was. He specifically said how good the technique was. So I just want that to be emphasized when they actually do it.
Yeah, I think
Guys,
we're talking about
see,
his
I think
play,
it's cool.
like him copying him, less
No,
than the shot
he,
itself.
he said the shot. He said he took it right after a shot bound.
Wait, but he wasn't. Hold up. He instantly began to move by wasting no energy. He's talking more about like the shot itself.
Yeah.
He said he did say made a direct shot after a short bound.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did say it was an incredible shot technique, but it was more just him trying to hit the ball. I don't think it was more just trying to do that thing.
with that ratio, don't mean to cut you off. With that ratio, I'm gonna need Isagi's Japanese VA to hit the biggest scream I've ever heard. You know the Demon King channel when he's sliding? I need his like Japanese Seiyu. I forgot his voice actor's name. I need him to hit like the craziest scream ever when he fucking when he does the sliding celebration at the end of it.
Yeah, trust.
Guys, want to
That
hear
was
another
very
great moment to have a song?
Mm-hmm.
I've even got the song in mind. It's gonna be "I'm Still Standing." It's the
I'm still
moment of
standing.
Nanase just looking at him at number 23. Nagi just crying in the background. I'm
Of
still
course.
standing.
Okay, sorry, Dedu, did you have a song in mind? Let's see.
Ooh.
Just want to make sure everyone gets their turn.
Song in
They
mind.
don't
We
move
got
on
an
from
extra
here.
person here. My girlfriend locked herself out of the room, so she's just joining in. If that's cool, she's just gonna.
Okay.
I just lay down.
I
We
was
just vibe it up
thinking also putting
Huh?
music over the Magnus goal.
No, no.
Wait, what'd you
Like,
say,
just
Daddy?
that
I got
combined
the
with
very
like,
Good blue lock, please.
Blue lock.
I say putting it with the Magnus shot would be really good. Having it like, you know, like going with like the
She's taking over.
flashbacks,
I'm
like the
tagging
slight
her in.
voiceover, the music in the
Y'all have
background,
fun. I'm gonna take a nap.
and then you've got like the final like strike at the end of all of it. With, like,
Earl's dominated too much.
as
That's
you kind of like
too
hit
good, bro.
like the as you hit like the music's like epitome, you get like you hit like that high and Kaiser just strikes the ball, and then you've just got like the most lush sound of just like a spinning ball ripping through the air.
That would be hard.
and
That
then
would be very cool.
whacking itself
Yeah.
top bins.
That would be hard.
Has
Yo, you guys
anyone
know
noticed-
Kaiser's VA, right? Miyano.
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
me.
He plays
He
Atsumi in
needs to
Haikyuu. He's very cool.
scream his loudest when he's doing that nest line. We need some orchestral music as Kaiser is witnessing Isagi about a scoreboard. That'll be peak. Isagi and Kaiser's VA needs to go off in that scene, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Has
for sure.
anyone noticed how Arrow just pulled a Michael Jackson but for gender?
Yeah, Arrow just swapped in. Hello, Arrow's partner. Hello.
Hey,
He doesn't know.
what do we call you? What's your name?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
What do we call you?
Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Hey, Abby.
Hi.
Are you the same Abby in the chat? No.
I'm
No,
not in
that's-
chat, no.
Ah, okay.
You're not in chat.
I'm in
My
the
bad, Abby in the chat.
Question.
Go
I
on.
don't. Has she
Oh,
read
go on.
BLUELOCK?
Have you
I'm
read
unsure
BLUELOCK,
if
Abby?
Arrow
Are you
just
in?
threw the headphones at her.
So I don't read it like crazy. Nick usually or Arrow usually just shows me
I know my name.
stuff all the time.
Okay.
So I know what happened this
Sounds
past
about
week,
right.
but like,
Oh yeah.
What's
I
your
woke
thoughts
up,
on what
looked at the
happened?
leaks, ran
What's
to
your thoughts on
her,
the
and I complained to her that Nagi got eliminated.
Can I quickly just state? Unfortunately, he has lost a bet to me regarding this chapter. So make sure to keep reminding him that he lost the bet. Thank you.
sounds
You're never
good.
gonna escape it, Arrow. Never.
Since we asked everyone, what was your thoughts, Abby, on Nagi getting eliminated? What did you think? How did you feel?
I was
Fuck
beyond surprised because of give me a second. Because it's Nagi's
Raya?
no, it's the other manga series. It's kind of
Episode-
episode Nagi. Sorry.
The spin-off.
The spin-off series, that's what really surprised me the most, because they just kicked him out, but it doesn't sound like they're going to kick him out now with what Arrow's been saying a lot.
They know my name.
And then I know, another big surprise was we named our cat Nagi, so I was like, I remember Nick ran around screaming at him that you were kicked out, so.
But there's still a chance that Arrow might be wrong and Nagi might never come back ever.
Yeah.
Arrow's definitely
Wait,
gonna be
right, so
wrong.
I have a theory.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
He's not there, though.
What's your
Like,
theory,
so
FML?
basically, I've been thinking like it's actually good for episode Nagi, because if Nagi survived, right,
Mm-hmm.
he's still with Isagi, which means we're just reading the same story the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
For Nanase, people, I'm gonna look like a hater, but like I had him in the top 26
panel, and I'll put my profile picture as it.
You had him?
Lexio.
Yeah, I had him for top 26 in my predictions video. I talked about him being 25th. That it would give him like a wake up call for like, okay, my ego can't just be like I'm unkillable. I need a bigger ego. I need to like actually be better. So that would have forced him to like actually really work hard in the next arc, because now I think he's still gonna work hard, but like it's not as like dire for him to like really evolve his talent as it would have been if he was like faulted to be on death's door. Then
Yeah.
we also have the
Can I quickly say something?
yes. I was about to talk about Manshine for Nanase, but go.
Okay, I think you're right in the whole 25th, but since obviously they don't have the 6 players here, I do genuinely believe that him being at 30 will still, not 30, 23 will still give him that wake-up call. So I feel like he still will get that wake-up call. I think it's just done in a different position to what you predicted. Anyway,
Right,
go
I
on with
think
the
I'm
whole
just
Manshine
mad
thing
that I
you
was
said.
wrong. I was 1 million yen off of it, but I was so close.
I think
So close.
sorry, I might go off topic slightly, but I said in the server, they were like, I think Ratio said I need to see how Kira and Isagi interact. One of my biggest, I was talking to my friends about this. One of the biggest like theories I had when I first got into this series was eventually, you know how footballers do signings? They like sign autographs for people, like they
Yeah.
sign shit.
We've
One
seen
of
it
my
in
biggest
Haikyuu.
theories is one day Isagi's gonna be doing a signing, right? Either before the World Cup or like I don't know, like World Cup or Champions
You're a
League.
monster for this. I already
And
know what
then,
you're gonna say.
and then Kira's gonna be like, "Hey, can you make out for this guy?" Isagi looks up, he realizes it's Kira, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I remember you." And then they're talking, and then Kira's like, "I'm coming for you." He just whispers in his ear. He whispers in his eir like, "I'm coming for you." Right? Turns out Kira's from Argentina. He's gonna be playing.
Yes, bro, I have him in Argentina too.
Argentina.
Yes.
He's from Argentina.
He'd be
Turns
from
out his dad's
America,
from
if anything.
Argentina. He's from the
I
US.
still
He's
believe
playing on Team
America is most
USA.
likely.
Hey, team,
And then
we're both together in Argentina.
and then Kira's one of the final rival. I'm genuinely serious. I feel like he's gonna whisper in his ear like, "I'm coming for you," or "It's over for your ass now." And then like that, there you go. It sets the final stage.
Bro,
No,
I'm joking.
I don't think you've seen Suki.
I
You
would love.
posted the video already, right? That we did about how he's
Oh,
gonna
did you do
return.
a video? I'm sorry, I didn't know. I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
Suki, did you post it yet?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's been
give
there.
it.
That's
I'll
like
give it a watch.
I was
I'll
gonna
give it a
say I
watch.
could have sworn you posted it, but I'm unsure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got a whole video talking about the whole Argentina versus America theory for him to return.
I have Argentina.
I feel like I
I've
don't know.
got America.
Even I'm not trying to be. This is no racial,
have
no racial,
neither.
no racial,
I
no
love how
racial.
people calling him ratio, bro. It's
No,
white.
no racial at all. I genuinely, when I first saw Kira, I was like, this guy's not Japanese. Like I think
No,
he's like
he's not.
mixed or something. He doesn't look like he's fully Japanese. Like
Yeah.
he just
Yeah,
doesn't.
definitely.
So I feel like he has a different nation. Like either his dad from Argentina or something. They could come up. Kurona Ranze can come up with some bullshit. I don't know. I just think or like we said, Kira links up with Nagi in the J League, because I still think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That would be
I
awesome.
would honestly love to see Kira
Notifications.
back, because I don't know why you guys wouldn't want to see Kira interact with Isagi, because that shit should pop off.
Isagi changed his entire trajectory of his life. Like you have to understand that Kira before BLUELOCK, he was all about teamwork and friendship, and now he can't represent Japan anymore. Do you know how that must feel for him? He's the jewel of Japan.
Yeah.
The jewel of Japan. How does that feel? It's like Have you guys seen Haikyuu? I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys have seen Haikyuu.
Yes.
All right, so everyone's seen
Keep
Haikyuu.
talking. Yes, sir.
Anyone in the chat hasn't seen Haikyuu? Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a character called Oikawa in Haikyuu.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That was my Fury Bowl. Or Kyra and Kira. Yes. Keep talking to me.
Yeah,
Bro, you in class? Calm down.
I've even watched the Haiku video. He's literally made a video about it.
So Oikawa is a character in Haikyuu, and I'm not gonna go into his backstory because that's just like a story for another day. If you want to read Haikyuu, read Haikyuu. But Oikawa, he does not get to go to nationals, and it deeply affects his character a lot because he never gets to go to nationals. I can see Kira in a very similar position where, like, because he got kicked out of BLUELOCK and he didn't get to represent Japan, it could really affect him. I feel like Kira has the potential to become one of the biggest egoists.
I'll take over since.
Kira has the potential to become one of the biggest egoists ever because of what
I'm
Isagi
back.
did
I'm
to
taking
him.
over.
And,
Arrow, look at this.
I agree with that.
Arrow,
Arrow. Someone said.
Oh, I know.
Arrow,
Trust me, I
that's
thought
good.
so too for a little bit. Have you seen Raven?
Legitimately, though, I want to
I've
state
not seen his
the
face yet.
reason that these people don't want to see Kira return,
Mhm.
Raito. There's one reason and one reason only. It's the only possible explanation.
Because he
They've
sucks.
not been watching my What If Kira Survived series.
Wait, guys.
Because you're
wait,
making
guys.
content. That's a video that everyone has already covered,
mine's
and no
different,
one's
though.
interested.
Mine's
his
dead
is
dude.
the series though.
Guys, I have a very important question. So
Go on.
Nagi's 17, right? And the story's in April.
Yes.
Currently.
Yeah, you
So
turn
next
18.
month is his birthday. He would be 18.
Mm.
Should Nagi get an OnlyFans? OnlyFans
What the
account.
fuck?
Bro.
What the fuck
He
is
needs to
going
pay
on?
the bills.
What
Nah,
manga are
lock
you
off,
reading,
lock
bro?
off.
Okay,
Get
I
out
prefer
of
the
here.
McDonald's
What
idea.
manga are
we
you
need to
reading?
have a talk. We need to have a talk. In
Daddy,
about 10 years, you're going to have a family. You'll probably have a kid. And they're going to look you in the eyes and say, Dad, did Nagi ever start that OnlyFans? And you're going to regret ever
you guys are crazy.
saying that.
Hey,
No, guys, legitimately, after this stream, I'm about to order McDonald's. Trust me, Nagi's gonna deliver it to my door.
No,
Oh.
it'll be Kira. Because
What?
what did Kira do? What did Kira survive? He'd lose again and then go back to
yeah,
McDonald's.
Arrow,
and then
you
deliver your food.
Nah,
Arrow, you weren't here for it, but I was just talking about Kira a while ago, and I said that I think Kira has the potential to be one of the biggest egoists because of what happened to him, because he lost the ability to represent Japan. So
Hey,
He's not going to
I
get it.
think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to make my own Blue Lock YouTube channel, man. I need to hop on this, bro, because I feel like people want to talk about these real conversations. I'm joking.
do
I
it.
love Blue
Bro,
Lock
if you want to
community.
give me ideas, I'm open. I'm open
Yeah,
to it.
man. I love the Blue Lock community. You guys are really cool.
Nikim, by the way, what mic are you using? Because I need that shit.
What?
Your voice is
This is a Rode NT1A. It's a
Wait, 1 sec. I'm gonna write this down.
Rode NT1A. I've had it for a couple years now. It's not the main mic I record on, but it's a mic I use. Sometimes you need
Yoki, why are you disappointed in me?
you need a Focusrite. So,
NT1A.
yeah, you'll need an audio interface for it to work though. You'll need to plug it into something else. I can explain it to you later.
My brother might have one still.
Yeah,
Has
it's
no
not
one just noticed how the chat's just turned into being disappointed in me, according to Yoki?
Yeah.
What?
borrow show.
Oh, by the way, guys,
Why are they disappointed in you?
there's like 23
I don't
mans in
know.
here. Can we please like the video? Let's get it circulating.
Yeah, please
Some,
like the video, guys.
some
Wait,
good
how many people are in here?
23.
24
It
now.
was like
Did
22
you
or
say
20.
because my girlfriend is here?
24.
Yes.
Maybe. Get her back on. Get her back on.
I want you. Come on.
It's gonna help us all.
It jumped from 14 to 24 as soon as I said that, bro.
Hold on, sorry.
It's a big deal to these people.
Current Ren
They thought
respects
you were
his
gay.
target
You've probably
bro.
never
So
seen
the
a
fact
girl
that
in
you have
real
a girlfriend
life.
is surprising to them. You know what I'm saying? They thought you were gay for Raven or something.
I think you're gay for everyone, Suki, okay?
Some of y'all fake fans, it's his birthday and not a single person said. Oh, it's Nagi's birthday today, guys.
It's
No,
Isagi's
wait.
birthday.
I think it's his
It's
birthday
Isagi.
today. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Isagi's birthday. It's someone's birthday, right? I think it's Isagi's birthday.
Whose birthday?
Egos was yesterday. Isagi's
Yes,
is
wait, so you're telling me they
No,
kicked
it's
Nagi off
tomorrow.
on Isagi's birthday? What kind of fucking evil people are they?
Wow.
Right?
Okay, hold up. You're disappointed in me being happy that Nanase qualified. I have been, since the
I like
start of these streams, stating that Nanase will survive. I've been backing that boy. And
Bro,
the
no
fact
pain.
Nagi didn't qualify, obviously I'm upset about it. I like him. But at the end of the day,
Guys,
I'd rather Nanase survive, because I've been backing Nanase more.
hold on.
Plus, I think it's better for Nagi's character for him to die.
I have a question, Lexi.
Don't be disappointed in me.
I have a question for you, Lexia.
Keep the pen.
Go on.
Ooh.
I have a question. Oh, that's a fire pin. I have a question for you, Lexia. How do you feel about Zantetsu surviving? Because I feel like my man shouldn't. I think Zantetsu didn't really do much in this.
Honestly, my initial prediction was that Nanase
Nanase
would
did
survive
less.
over Zantetsu.
Fairs.
Nanase did less.
My initial,
Wanna
they
just
did
watch.
about the same.
No, Nanase did less.
Zantetsu
Nanase did less.
Zantetsu
I will
clamped up
admit,
Ness
I
with
will
my
admit,
fist.
Nanase tried to get involved in more plays, but he lost them.
Yeah, meanwhile, Zantetsu was just another body on the field.
I'll tell you this now, right? Rain and Shido took the same, like they hit the same amount of shots. Only Shido hit like 3 out of 12. Rin hit 3 out of 4. So Nanase might have contributed good to one play, but he lost the other 11. Just want to put that there. You know, he lost the other 11.
Don't look at Isagi the same way.
I'm gonna be honest. If they just in series, if they loaded the bid values and they only said NA at first, I know Nanase was shitting bricks.
Guys, so I was thinking, right? If Nagi truly doesn't ever come back, does Rayo carry on in Blue Lock?
Of course.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
What's he
of
gonna
course.
do?
Yeah, of
If he
course.
says, here's the thing, if he says
Does-
no, it
but
doesn't
does
mean
he,
Nagi moves in. So
So-
it's either Nagi or Rayo.
So I think in my prediction is in Blue Tears, the next chapter, right? Let's go. Let's use the theory that Nagi leaves after this chapter. Like this is his final chapter. Let's base it on that, right?
Mhm.
I think Nagi's gonna tell Rio to keep going forward, even without him, right? Now Rio's gonna be like, no, because I want to do this together with you, but right, Nagi's gonna be like, it's not enough, right?
Yo, where's your
Rio's not
cat?
happy with it.
Nagi.
Rio's
Like, it's at her place, and she's locked out of her place.
Nagi will legitimately just be like, "Hey, Nanase's spot is not temporary. You guys need to stop hating on Nanase." But Nagi will definitely be like, Ray will be like, "I don't want to continue." And Nagi will be like, "Bro, don't worry, my love.
you guys in the
I'll
chat.
find
act
you
like
again."
Temporary until I break his fucking shins. It's temporary until I, you know.
I told you, Lexio,
You guys
I'm the
don't
number
do
one
nothing.
Nanase hater. I'm coming for all the Nanase nation.
Wait, so hold on. You men are acting like Nanase ain't gonna score a hat trick in U20. So,
Yeah,
Nanase's
brother.
not doing
Nanase-
shit.
What
There's gonna
position
be
does
I will
moment.
say Nanase scores a hat trick if Nagi joins the team.
Nanase is starting.
Third selection link up that causes Nanase to devour both Isagi and Rin to score a hat trick.
Honestly,
Against
if
Germany.
Nanase,
That's what's going on.
If Nanase
Nanase
doesn't,
is only as good as the best player on the team. If Rin is on that team, his play, you get his. My
Well,
Yeah,
English, man.
as of right now,
yeah, Ren's gonna start.
he's gonna have a chance to train though.
No,
I know,
Nanase's
but, like,
never
if-
starting.
Nanase will 100% start in one of the games.
Nanase
Why would he
left
start
back.
at all? Why would he start at all over someone like Kurona who does Nanase's job better?
Corona stamina might
Because
run out.
Nanase's
Corona
gonna
stamina might
evolve to
run
be
out.
better than Corona.
Because he's running at 100 miles an hour to keep up with
It might
Metavision.
run
If it's
out,
Serene,
though.
he's doesn't gotta worry about that.
True.
Also, what happened to he says he has a lot of time to train?
That's fair. What if Nanase has time to train? We don't know. We never know.
Nanase
We don't know.
has been dog crap for every point in the series. Nanase has had since the U20 game, or even before in the third selection where he was introduced, he had 3 weeks of training, didn't get selected as a starting member. He then had 20 days of training before he got picked for the very first game for PXG because he didn't play the very first game because he wasn't good enough. When he did, which I'm pretty sure, what was that? Was that a green hat trick? That game probably ended fast.
Well, I think it was like his whole character motivation was he told Rin he needed to survive and he would do anything to survive. Rin said, "Okay, be my bitch," and then he actually and then to be fair, I'll give Nanase credit. Narratively, I'm actually happy that it kind of shows that Rin is a human, like above a lot of people. Like Rin is this edgy fucking kid. Rin took the time out of his way, sorry. And pointed and told Nanase, "Hey, you're ambidextrous, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. Just letting you know, you're ambidextrous. Just want to let you know." And then Nanase figured that out, and he actually did something, and at least he did something in the PXG game.
I also want to clarify: consistently, Aero, Suki, you have both been very inaccurate on Nanase predictions.
Because it doesn't make sense.
I think it's fair to say.
I love it.
Sorry, we're not accurate on predictions that make no fucking sense. My bad.
I'm so sorry for being 1 million yen off.
Yeah.
1 million.
I guess it's also crazy.
No,
the Nanase
no.
impact. I guess that's totally.
Nanase
We should probably start believing in that since that's just as likely as Nanase surviving. Apparently.
Nah, guys, you wanna know something? If it
No,
was
I don't think I
really
do.
so illogical, I wouldn't have been able to predict it. If it was just cope from me, I wouldn't have bet my profile picture on it.
Nanase
I was
surviving
saying
is for real.
Nanase is surviving.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's for
Look
story
at this.
purposes.
No, I'm just reading. I'm reading
You
the
guys
chat.
are looking up. you guys are looking at it based on like skill levels, which yes, in reality, Nanase is worse than some of the people eliminated. I'll
He's
admit
worse
that.
than all of them.
For the sake, not all of them. He is
I
not
can
worse than one
guarantee
of them.
you, even Amori's
Anyway,
Messi is better than Nanase.
What do you mean?
yeah,
Naturally.
but Wanama
He has
and
no
Igiguri are
fake
both worse.
content.
Anyway,
Hey,
more
Igiguri's skills
importantly,
more useful than
for the
Nanase. I'm
sake
gonna be dead honest. More
for the
useful than
sake
Nanase.
of the storyline, Nanase was more likely to survive than certain characters because he brings more to the future of the story.
with
Like
But he
what?
only
Like
will exist as
that's
a
the thing.
Corona sub.
I
That's all he'll ever be. He's a
without
fan service character.
He
He's no
still
I
better
thi-
than
he still
Igiguri.
brings more to the
he
future of
had
the story. He has more
counterpoint though.
potential.
Counterpoint, I do think in first selection he had a very good relationship with Isagi and Hiyori, which I thought they were going to expand on in the PXG game because Isagi and Hiyori have now reached Metavision, and Nanase didn't really get
Yeah.
that. I genuinely thought
genius potential in the working. I don't think he's a talented learner.
No, yeah, Nanase's a genius.
Arrow, Big Daddy Arrow, you know this shit very well.
He's a talent. He's
Is
not
he
a
a
talented
talented
learner. He's
one?
a genius.
Yeah, exactly.
I genuinely thought that Nanase was gonna actually get Metavision at one point in my life, earlier on in the PXG game.
I know.
Only because Isagi and Hiyori had it, and I thought that's what it was gonna be. Like Nanase's motivation in the game was to catch up with his friends from third selection. Hey Kaneshiro, look, if you want him to do something, bro. You know that's how I feel.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry.
the thing I think they're saving for the U20 World Cup. I think that's going to be his motivation to catch up with the
Yeah.
third selection people.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool, and I think Hiyori can help him as well. If Hiyori can help train him too. Hiyori
like,
is like I think
Here's
he
the
could
question
help.
though. Realistically, is Nanase going to be able to train hard enough at the exact same rate as every other person
Yes.
and get to a point where he's a starting member
He has a
over?
very good support system.
Okay, but his main weapon is ambidexterity, right?
To be left back.
There are numerous characters who also have ambidexterity or semi-ambidexterity, but there are also other players who don't have that but play his position better, right? The only thing Kurona is lacking right now is stamina, and the only reason for that is because he's constantly having to move and act and like play at the level of a Metavision user without Metavision. Like he having to keep up with Hiyori and Isagi's thinking just by seeing them move. Wait, what are they? Wait, what? Okay, I think they're gonna do this, and he's going off of pure. He's having to compensate with physical stamina.
Okay.
Also, before in the what was it in the game of Ubers? He didn't get burnt out because of stamina. He got burnt out. He got a cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not losing. He wasn't out of stamina. He literally got a physical cramp. Same thing with Sendo. Sendo got a cramp too. It's just that Corona's cramp was longer because he's running fast.
Ace Attorney objection. I think Kaneshiro works in mysterious ways. We will never know why the top 23 were chosen.
Bro was on drugs.
But guess what? This is the 23 we have to work with. Nanase may not start. He may not start in the first game. He may not start in the second game. But I think he will play in at least one game in the U20 World Cup, and Kaneshiro will find a use for him. Hey man, I'm
not saying he won't play. I'm saying he will never start. He will only ever exist as a substitute for Kurona.
He's gonna be my water boy, bro.
Here's what I think could happen. I genuinely think there could be a moment where, like, Kurona gets injured and he is not fully recovered by the next game. So Nanase starts in his position.
I still would consider that to be playing as a sub. Because he's not playing for the position of playing. He's playing for the position of a Corona substitute.
No, but the point I was going to finish is, during that game, he actually manages to play well enough that for the next game, Corona is going to act as his sub, and he gets to keep the start position.
I don't think it will ever happen. I don't think Nanase will ever get good enough to be able to compensate for Corona's speed, short turning, and very good passing.
Honestly, I think he will. I think Nanase will one day surpass Kurona.
But you're going off of cope and not actual evidence.
All right. Before we continue, Daddy, what do you think? You got anything to say about this? I feel like you haven't said much.
I'm sorry, I get very emotional.
I don't mean to talk over you as well. I don't know if you have anything to say. Do you have anything to say?
Damn, I forgot I existed in here.
I apologize, man.
I'm so sorry, buddy. I realized you hadn't been speaking for a while.
It's fine. I was just listening to the drama with my rice pudding It's delicious, strawberry flavored.
Did you have jam with it?
No, unfortunately, I ran out of jam.
Oh, jam and rice pudding is lame. Go on.
It was just, just strawberry flavoring with it, just nice and cool, just out the fridge.
Nice.
Delicious.
Keep talking to me, guy.
Anyway, I digress. In terms of the U20 team that I've cooked together, I've got Nanase as a substitute midfielder rather than a fullback.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I've got Kurona as a like a backup fullback because of his stamina issues. He'd be better later on in the game, whereas speed is far more efficient against more like tired players later on in the game.
Mhm.
But
So I haven't really got much to say on
I
that.
just don't see Nanase.
Go on.
I don't see Nanase. Like, what use would Nanase be on the team, especially in midfield? I just don't.
Over someone like Kurona, though, is the thing.
You guys aren't
I think I'm
thinking
midfield.
about
Being
Even
ambidextrous
over
is very
someone
good
like
in the middle.
Kurona.
Yeah, being ambidextrous is a
Play-wise,
positive,
not
it's a net
being-
positive thing.
play-wise, he
But
might
he
not be
can't
good enough
play.
to do that.
This
You've got to
this
bear in
is
mind, though,
this is World Cup
story-wise,
level, guys.
he has.
Guys,
Yeah, but
let
you've got to
Dedu
bear in mind,
continue.
this is
Let
first.
Dedu
This is
continue.
first. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, go on, buddy.
Being ambidextrous is really good in midfield, though, because if you think about it, you're surrounded by the play on both sides. So being able to move the ball with both feet is an extremely versatile ability that can make you incredibly efficient in central midfield. So I feel having him there, where his main weapon is naturally adept to it, is far better than shifting him onto one side, where he's going to be forced to use one foot more than the other.
Okay, here's the thing though, right? If he's playing in the midfield, right? The reason you would put him in the midfield is because of his ambidexterity, correct? However,
Yeah, and
he would then have to compensate not just for him being able to control the ball, but also send very high, quick, good passes that are not just at a quick distance. Because right now, his ambidexterity only works because he's sticking very close to the ring. And in the instance of that, why would you want someone in the midfield who has to stick right next to your person rather than someone who can do that or send very precise long passes or just take the ball upfield by themselves? Like, in midfield, you have 23 people. I can list you off numerous characters that I think would play in the midfield that would do better than Nanase. And Nanase can't sub in for all of them, right? He has to sub in for he'd only be able to play in for one of them. Like, Corona's the obvious one, right? And now with Kiora is another one. Kiora has actual dribbling, is a grounder specialist kind of player. You have Hiyori. I don't know if you could count Zantetsu. You could probably count Zantetsu a little bit. I don't know if you would.
Put him at right back.
What am I doing?
Put
I'm
Zantetsu
going to
right
the
back.
old thing.
Right back.
But still, Zantetsu can still get the ball up there by himself, right? But even in the midfield, let me go through the bid values, right? Bachira might play as a midfielder. Raito might play as a midfielder.
No, do not play Bachira as a midfielder. That is insane.
Well,
Bachira should be left wing, left wing.
If you have Chigiri on the left wing, right? I'm throwing out positions. If you have Chigiri or Shido on the left wing, Barou or another power forward on the right wing, would Bachira not be a good person down the middle? A solid dribbler down the middle.
Yeah.
It's not the craziest
If you're
idea,
playing him
if you're playing him as a
cam, fair game. But if you're putting him in central midfield,
no, we're talking about
think
Cam.
you're just going to make the whole team implode.
I think we're talking about.
Well, even then, what's wrong with him playing central midfield?
Because
We just saw Bachira do a defensive interception, so he's quick and agile and can get to them before people can see him coming. So
will you even see
he's a
in
great ball carrier,
Bachira's
though.
dialogue? The reason he intercepted it was because he knows Nagi. He knew Nagi would pass. You're not going to have that same level of familiarity. Furthermore, if Bachira is going to be going up the field, then that's going to leave an entire channel of defense.
Well, that's why you can also have another player like Karasu,
open.
Raichi on the defensive midfield. Even if you do attacking midfield.
And then this Karasu Raichi character, they're going to have to cover their own spot and Bachira's spot. So why not just have Bachira higher up the field, where his defensive necessities are completely like wiped out?
Is it that crazy though to say they
Or
could
are you
cover
gonna-
they could cover the area? I mean, Karasu was Metavision now, and Raichi was able to cover the entire his entire section for his field for Bastard Munchen.
Can I quickly make a comment regarding Nanase?
But wait, sorry.
People keep
Wait,
There's
saying
also
yeah,
other
of
midfielders,
course.
right? There's other I wouldn't say Yukimiya, but still. Sendo converts to not Sendo. Nigo converts to midfielder sometimes. Hiyori's a good midfielder. You have
Yeah.
Kurona, Raichi, Kiora. Like I think that's like what here. Bachira maybe right. Rail 100% midfield. Karasu defensive midfielder. Yes, that's what 3. Two like solid ones. Maybe Yukimiya. That's 2 and 2. Nico has played midfield before. If he doesn't play defense, he's great at midfield, which he's just as good, if not, he would be just as good, if not better than Nanase at the short passes because he has metavision and he's shown good coordination. Hiyori is there. Sendo, Corona, he's there. Raichi, he's there. Kiora, he's there. Like that's like 6 characters that do what better than what Nanase would be able to do, especially in the given time.
Can I quickly make a
Okay,
comment?
but you're also neglecting the fact that
No.
they can cover in other positions.
I think you guys are sometimes forgetting. Sure, Nanase isn't the most skilled, and I get that. But first and foremost, BLUELOCK is a story, and
Yes.
it's designed to tell a story. And I think
aware.
having Nanase play on the field can further Isagi's story because of the third selection and all the callbacks it can make.
Just because
that
they were
is one
friendly,
thing.
they barely have a connection. They haven't said anything aside
I mean,
from that. There was
counter
one
argument.
2-minute dialogue.
Igaguri got like a huge moment in the PXG game. They did a big ass. They had like a puzzle. They gave a whole puzzle piece to that guy.
Igaguri has been with him since the first selection.
Yeah,
Igaguri was with him full of the
that's
tag
fair.
game. Spared him. First selection was with him. He managed to survive in the last game with Shido. He then started bonding with Isagi before the U20 game and like even just before the third selection. Then after the U20 game, he was the one who said, Isagi, they want to interview you. Come on. And he pushed Isagi. Igaguri, unironically, is one of Isagi's closest friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Nanase isn't. Nanase had played on his team once and had like 2 minutes of dialogue with him.
That's what
That's
future
not
arcs can build
comparable.
up.
You've got to bear in
That's what future
mind,
arcs can build up to.
this whole thing is for story purposes. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Nanase is like going to be so key important and one of the most major players in the story. But for the sake of the story, Nagi getting eliminated here will help further Isagi. He'll realize, oh my god, this genius I've been competing with this whole time is gone. Nanase playing with Isagi, that moment of like, okay, someone who I played with in the third selection, Hiyori was someone I played. No, hear me out. Hiyori was someone he played with during the third selection, and he didn't really have much. And then look at how that connected. I feel like it could further Isagi's story with Nanase doing a similar thing. Not obviously being as good as Hiyori, but at the end of the day, this is a story. Whether Nanase is a good player or not, he is here to further the plot.
That's fine in saying that point.
Say something?
Yeah, let me chime in after.
All right, go. All right, so I was gonna say I agree with what both of you guys are saying. I agree on both sides. I think Arrow's point that like Nanase isn't that plot relevant, so it doesn't really make too much sense. But I agree with Lexio that I think this will allow Nanase to evolve. Clearly, Kaneshiro has something planned for him. I don't think he would have, like you said, Arrow, the bro could have picked anyone else, and he picked Nanase. I don't understand. It wouldn't make sense, right? He clearly has something planned for him. Is it going to be huge? Probably not. Let's be real. It's not going to be crazy huge. Like you see, he might not even start. Corona will probably start over him, right? But I still think he will play a game. And I still think having him have that, they would not give him that whole arc in the PXG game of him begging Rin to train him, for him to learn to be ambidextrous, if Kaneshiro doesn't have something planned for him. He will play in a game, he will have plot relevant, and I think he will strive to be on the same level as Isagi and Hiyori because that's the two characters he has the most connection with. That's my personal takeaway. But I get where both of you guys are coming from, though.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, Sesh.
So here's the thing, right? You want to comment on the thing of like, Lexio, what was your argument before of like, Nagi just got eliminated, so he's like, oh, this is the person I worked well with in the third selection. You bring up Hiyori. Hiyori then played with Isagi in the U20 game. Hiyori played with Isagi in the U20 game, and they actively coordinated plays together. That's something more than what he had with Nanase. Nanase and them, I don't really think they've like Nanase and Isagi have even. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Isagi and Nanase have had a line of dialogue since the U20 game at max, or even like since before the U20 game. Like after the third selection, where Isagi, Hiyori, and Nanase are talking, that's all the dialogue there. He has no importance at all, and I get the point. Oh, they could have put anyone there. He's putting characters there that in the main series have, or in main series he have had more relevance, right? Or
I want to state,
like
what I'm saying is not that Nanase has played a big part for Isagi. What I more meant was Isagi played a big part in Nanase's journey. And I think after this, Nanase is going to go back to Isagi and sort of strike up more conversation with him. I think
Can
it's
I ask
more likely
how
that
Isagi contributed to his development? Rin did. Nanase didn't really do anything with Isagi. He just saw Isagi. Oh, I see what you're doing, but I'm going to just do that. And then he never really had any other point in his development at all. They had no more dialogue.
Okay, question. Why was Nanase able to get on the bench of the Blue Lock 11?
Because there was no one really able to compete. Everyone, there was not really much competition.
Kiora was there, and we knew nothing about Kiora.
Nishioka, wait, no, Nishioka.
The reason why, genuinely, the reason why he was able to do anything during his third selection game, as he has stated this, was because the only person he could keep up with and read was Isagi. Isagi was the person who helped him cling on to life at that moment. And now Rin has helped him cling on to life.
Leo, we can hear you.
We can hear you, man. What's up, man?
Like, okay, I'm looking at the bench right now. Here's the sub-member bench. Raichi, Rayo, Barou, Tokimitsu, Kurona, Hiyori, Nanase, Kiora, Igaguri, Zantetsu, Ishikari, and Haragi. Haragi, Kiora didn't do anything in the series at this point. So that argument of saying, how did he make it onto the bench, means nothing. Ishikari did one thing and was two things. He intercepted a pass from Rayo to Nagi, and then he linked up with Rin in the third selection. That's all he did. Nanase is there purely because he got development at that point, but since then, that's it. He was involved in the story and was a new character, so he's obviously going to get put onto the bench. Especially because at this point, when the chapter was releasing, it's like, oh, we just got introduced to this guy. He made it onto the bench. Maybe he comes onto the game and does something more. But at this point in the NEL, there are drastically better characters we have all seen for that deserve to do that would take the spot over Nanase. It makes no sense.
Okay, no, what I'm saying is Nanase stated why he was able to do anything in that game, and that's because the only person he could read and keep up with was Isagi. Isagi was the person who allowed him to prove himself when compared to the other players on that field.
He called Isagi crap. He said, Isagi, I didn't mean to take this.
No offense,
mean to make it sound rude, but I couldn't keep up with Rin and Shido because they were too good. But I could read you. He called Isagi dog crap. He said these guys were really good, but you, nah, you're closer to my level. You're closer down here.
I guess we can all just agree to disagree. But I personally think that I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with Nanase. We'll see how we'll see, guys. We'll come back in the U20 World Cup, and then we'll come back. We'll come talk
Let's
about
not
it.
get strokes
As long as it ain't Nishioka, then it's fine.
Raito's gonna kill you.
What do you mean?
We'll be back for the main World Cup.
Oh, Nishioka is gonna play in the main World Cup? Yeah, okay.
He can watch from his couch at home.
And he's gonna win the golden boot.
I want you to know that Nanase is definitely starting over Nishioka. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
I'll agree on that.
You want to hear something? You want to hear? You want to hear who? Look, guys, listen. Episode Nagi. We're in the J League. We got Nagi and Kira linking up, having an insane chemical reaction. There's one person trying to oppose them, and them two absolutely smoke him. Who's that person? It's Nishioka. Just getting
It's actually Nari.
absolutely
And
packed
I
up.
guess, and then it cuts to Naraya and McDonald's, and he's like, "Oh, the fries are ready, sir," and he puts the fries in the diff. I
He puts
miss
the fries in
Naraya.
the diff.
Guy walking
No,
out.
genuinely though, I hope Narahaya has a good paying job and he can take care of his family. I do hope he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Fuck those kids.
Honestly, I would if
Yeah.
we do see
Hey, bro.
Nah, don't treat him like that.
Naraya's a nice guy. Yeah, Naraya's a nice guy. Actually, he's not that bad.
yeah, in all honesty, if we
Nah.
see him like
The guy
if we
tried to
see the
eliminate
J-League,
Isagi.
I would
with the
like it. I would like it if we do see Narahaya, even if he's like on some shitty little team in the J League, at least still doing something.
He's not.
I'm
Good.
pretty sure he can't. He doesn't have a
I
big
think
value.
what
He got
he can't.
eliminated in the second
So
selection.
he,
As
so
far
he
as
can't.
I
No,
know,
no,
he's
no,
not.
he got eliminated in the second selection. But what I'm
he
saying
can
is,
still play for
he-
clubs,
he-
but he can't represent Japan.
But
Yeah,
he'd have to
so-
train.
there has
He'd have to get
still
to a
been-
good enough level to do
He'd
that.
have to be good
Yeah, it'd
to
be
do that.
good. So I
yeah,
guess
no.
he
What
can't
I'm
do that.
saying though is there has still been that long period of time between the second selection and now. He could have got onto a team. I don't think it's likely, but it would be nice to see
think-
for him because he has
I
that big family,
I
and I
think,
just want him to be doing well.
I think either during the World Cup or the U20, they're gonna cut to all of the blue lockers that didn't make it really, and they be working either the regular 9 to 5s or they're just doing whatever, and they're just supporting Isagi and them watching TV and smiling. I genuinely think that none of them have any ill will. Even the old goalkeeper from first selection. I hope he's. I actually hope. I hope he's doing well. I love him. I actually really like that guy. I hope he's doing well. Really like him.
I love that dude.
Funny enough,
Really
he
You know
did more
what?
in his game than Nanase did in this game. Just want to point
Shut
that
up.
out.
Oh,
Actually,
right.
here's the
Stop
point.
coping.
You remember when I was talking about the whole 3 people coming back for the World Cup? It's usually 3 goalkeepers.
you
Iemon
think
could
he's gonna come
return to
back?
the
Lemon's
third
coming
goalkeeper
back.
position.
Lemon's
He
coming
could. He could be like, here.
Nah, he hated goalkeeper. He said, "Please don't make." He literally cried in an additional time, saying, "Please don't make me play goalkeeper."
I will say though, I've been I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I've been seeing a lot of
It's
takes.
one of the top 3 hardest positions to play, you know.
I've been seeing a lot of takes on social media. People being like, "Who the fuck asked for Fukaku?" Listen, bro, if Gagamaru gets injured, it's actually GG. Who else is going in goal? You tell me. Rio?
Cheeto.
Guys,
Cheeto, audio. Those two characters are
There are
drastically better.
theories. There are theories.
And Doji.
I've made a video about this. Because Nagi played so bad against Ubers, he got bare saves. You know what I'm saying, yeah? So because of him playing so bad, and Ubers only conceded 1 goal. Even though he got subbed out, people were like, "Oh, he only conceded 1 goal against Nagi's team. Got many saves. Yeah, he's good. 97K. Thank you for whoever watched that TikTok."
I don't mind Fukaku in the Egoist Bible is pretty chill. I like Fukaku. I don't mind Fukaku. I think the Fukaku
I
is
hate
kind of crazy.
Fukaku's
Compared to
really
Sendo and Aiku, who are
That
like
man needed
corny
to go.
freaks, yeah, I'll take Fukaku over them. He seems like
out of the entire U20 squad, I liked Aiku,
he's
Fukaku,
the most
and Sendo. I
normal
like those
U20
three.
player I know.
And-
Like,
and-
Sendo is
Bro.
a fucking perv, bro. From baby age.
Nah,
I actually like.
listen.
Can't lie, yeah.
PXG,
I love him, but he's a perv. Too much, bro.
PXG should have played. PXG should have played Endoji and goalkeeper, so we could get rid of this fraud Fukaku. Get him out of here.
To be honest,
We're
Fukaku in the
talking
Ubers game
about-
wasn't even a starter.
Yeah, we're talking about fucking Nanase being bad. Nah, keep both Nagi and Nanase. Fuck Fukaku. If they lose out on goalkeeper, they might as well play with no goalkeeper. It's gonna be the same as playing with Fukaku. That
I
dude's
swear,
fucking
when Nanase does start, I'm banning myself from Lexio. I'm blocking myself. I'm blocking Lexio. I'm not letting him get the satisfaction of knowing he was
When
right.
episode Nagi plays man time versus Ubers, you guys
That's true. Nagi comes in as the goalkeeper.
I want to clarify, Rayo. Not. Oh my god. I think Rayo could also, like, with his chameleon powers, could try and copy Gagamaru in goal. But
He's not
quick
tall.
thing, Aero. You have just said when Nanase starts. I've gotten so far into your head, you think it's happening now.
Here's the thing, right? But here, let's be agree though. Okay, if Nanase does sub in, I can't do anything about it. Or not sub in. If he does start, I can't do anything about it. Right? But based off of everyone we see on the Blue Locker team, it makes the least amount of sense to put Nanase in over anyone else, just given the relative skill sets everyone has and the limits of what Nanase could ever contribute. The only reason you argue is just because, he might. That is what you call cope. That is coping. More than anything.
It's not that he might. My argument isn't that he might. My argument is that for story purposes, I feel like there is a high chance of it happening. I don't think he's skilled enough to get this position if he wasn't going to play a big role in the story. But not even a big role, but play a key role in the story, I guess. Like, there's going to be a key moment of him. And that's why I'm so sure that, like, he will start and why I was so sure he will survive.
Zora left a comment. He said in his older comment, sorry, or Vei said, sorry, I don't mean to assume. You said Fukaku isn't bad. Konoshiro doesn't give a fuck about keepers. I do want to say one thing though, moving forward with Blue Lock, and this is a striker-centered story, striker-centered story. So I don't expect other positions to get highlighted, but I do hope in the U20 World Cup when we do see the rest of the new Gen 11s, which hopefully we do, fingers crossed, that we get to see highlights of other positions, because I can't lie, due to the NAL format, defenders got fucking shafted in this arc. Defenders,
got
bro,
100%.
I think the defenders, I think we can all agree, I don't know if we can all agree, but I think we can all somewhat agree that defenders in the NEL just didn't get to do anything.
I have people arguing with me that Otoya is better than Aiku.
Yeah.
Just because of the bid values. Aiku is still by far one of the
Aiku's
better
better.
players in the series. He's easily top 10. Atoya is not. Atoya deserves to be like mid 11 to 15 range.
Aiku is still the best defender that Japan has. Like, full
Yeah.
stop.
I mean,
Like,
Aiku's the captain of the U20 squad, bro. He's the GOAT. Like,
hold up, question for you. Who would you say is better? Right? Shido or Aiku?
Aiku.
We're debating this right now.
Aiku.
At the position they play, Aiku surpasses Shido every day of the week.
So if you were to pick either character on your team, who are you picking?
I'd have Aiku. I
would
start
take
Aiku over Shido.
Aiku.
I start Aiku over Shido. If I needed
IQ for more
defender,
reasons than
Aiku.
just football.
Right.
He will teach me the ways of the wrist, brother. Off the pitch, on the pitch. That's it.
Yeah, but,
100%.
I had
Aiku
people
is
argue me that
better than
Aiku
Shido.
is not as good as Shido.
So people
I
fail
want
to understand.
clarify.
Go on.
I think the reason people think Shido is so good is because there are so many Shido glazers. Shido's not that good of a player. He's
that one down?
brilliant
Oh, yeah,
when
definitely
he's
not.
got some. When Shido's a character who he could make excellent and amazing goals, but he's not like a top player. He's a
He's like
clutch
Nagi.
player, if I think.
He's like Nagi.
If you
He's
need,
very dependent.
yeah, if you need a very last minute clutch goal, sub him on, sure. If you need that clutch goal, but he's not a player you should be playing the whole game. He's not that good.
Like, I've made the point, Shido only will exist as a Joker card ever. He should never be on any starting lineup. He should only go in during the second half once you've established a rhythm for Shido to then throw off the rhythm to score a goal. But he will never score another goal.
It's very interesting you say that, because
You reckon Barrow starts?
I think Barrow's more likely to.
Barrow's gonna start.
Okay, good. I was about to have a
Barrow is better than Shido.
People were arguing. When the bids were coming up. People were arguing. Oh, why the fuck did PXG even give Shido an offer? Maybe because Charles, right, the heart and soul of PXG works extremely well with Shido.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't PXG want
Thank
Shido?
you.
Question mark. That doesn't make any sense. I've never seen.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
my thing
Honestly,
is, right,
that's why.
wait.
That's why he's got such a high bid.
Wait, one sec, guys. My thing is, right, Charles is 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
Currently, I don't think Charles is playing with the
He might not be in the U20
adult
World
team.
Cup.
And
Oh, you mean the adult team.
Shido's probably going to transition into the adult team if he is to play. So what are the chances of Shido and Charles even
He
linking
doesn't
up?
need to.
No, Shido will never play for the adult team at
Shido's not going
PXG.
straight to the 18.
Why not?
I don't think he's gonna
Because
go
his
straight.
entire purpose is because of Charles. The reason he got the the reason
But Charles
that
is
Shido
still
got
15.
the reason but here's the deal. The reason Shido got the bid is because he works extremely well with Charles. And the purpose of Charles and PXG as a whole going to the NEL was to awaken Charles and therefore help Loki beat Noah. Right? That was his overall purpose.
Then in that case, if I'm Shido, I'm not accepting that bid whatsoever.
Why? You get to play soccer with someone who
No,
works with you really well.
I'm playing
Yeah,
under 18s, under 20s football. Nah, F that.
So ratio.
No,
I think
Raito,
Shido.
I
I think
think your
Shido
issue
worked
is-
in. Oh, go on. I keep cutting you off, buddy. I'm so
I
sorry.
think Raito's issue here is just he's going off his mindset, not Shido's mindset. Shido wants that crazy passer still.
Yeah,
Shido
but
wants
Tito wants to play
to play
good
with
football. He
Charles.
wants to play football at a high level. No,
Shido doesn't care. If
I
he
think-
cared that much, he would be complaining that he's
He-
number 3 and not number 1. He doesn't care where he's
no.
ranked or
No,
where
no,
he
no.
is. He
The-
just
the
wants to
rank-
play soccer.
the ranking don't matter that much in terms of where you want to play. I'm talking about. I'm
the
sure
club,
he,
the
he
club
wouldn't
offer?
want to play under 20s football.
Why?
Shido,
Why would he not?
as a character,
I don't know.
Shido would
I don't know.
rather
Because-
play
I
under
disagree
because-
with that.
20s
I disagree with that a little
with
bit.
Charles than play like adult football.
Shido is a wild card. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, you have to understand that this guy, he chose to
He was
play
put in a
against.
straitjacket.
He was put in a straitjacket, and he chose to play against the Blue Lockers in the U20 game, just so he could play with Sai, because he fucked with Sai, and he started having like that orgasm, and then. Him and Charles were communicating weren't even speaking English. They were communicating via emojis. I think Charles is a perfect player for Shido, and I think PXG knows that. I think Loki knows that, and I think that's why the club made such a high bid for him, and that's why he's currently number 4. I think they know what a link up between. Is it 3 or 4? Is he number 3? Sorry, I think he's number 3.
He's free.
He's free. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, free.
No, I think Ratio, like, I agree with you. You're saying he's like, oh, maybe why the fuck would he want to play under 20s, boys? Because he has someone like Charles that is on his same wave. Charles can match his freak. You know what I mean? There's not many players. I don't think there's many players that can do that we've met yet so far. Maybe there is a new gen that's like, damn, Shido's cool as fuck. Come play with me. But we haven't met them yet. I think Charles for right now is perfect, and they're setting that up. So I think people saying, why did PXG bid so high for Shido? Shido sucks. It's because they see the value in a link up between those two in the future. They see a future. You ever watch basketball? What does Luka Doncic do for LeBron's legacy? Like what does Shido do for Charles's legacy as a future of PXG?
Like,
You know?
here's the whole thing is that he went to PXG came to the NEL because of Charles to awaken Loki. Shido is one of the only 2 characters in the series to work well with Charles. According to Loki himself, he's never formed a true chemical reaction with anyone.
Yeah.
And he formed the very first chemical reaction ever with Shido. And sure, Green was the one who finished his awakening, right after Green scored the crash shoot goal. But even when he apparently finished his awakening, Charles still passed to a point that Shido could reach because he wants Shido. He still wants to play with Shido. He still likes Shido.
I think they're gonna
And
play. Yeah, they're gonna play on the same.
In the
club.
regards of that, if Shido goes to PXG as a club sees, oh, this player makes Charles do really well, and therefore will awaken him, which will therefore help Loki surpass Noah, making us a lot of money. So they're willing to put an extra band down on Shido. They're willing to put some extra money in the pot to make sure he goes there.
No, I get that. I just like Lexio said. If I'm Shido, no chance I'm playing for under 20s.
Well, you're not
just
Shido. Shido would.
Yeah, no, it's just Shido's mentality.
Shido would love playing with the younger
He
team.
would love to.
Shido has
Tito
a great
from the States.
personality
What
for
are
other
you guys talking
people.
about?
Like, the majority of other people, Shido's really friendly to. Like, there was a moment that was in a light novel, I think.
Isagi?
No, it was
light
with
novel.
Hiyori. Hiyori was just playing games in the corner, and Shido came over and sat down next to him. They just started talking about games for like an entire hour.
Oh, PWC, yeah.
Like they straight vibe together. And then like Shido acknowledges when people do good. Like he didn't even hate Kunigami. He was giving Kunigami like actual good advice.
We likely will also see a Shido backstory. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but we
I don't
likely
want
see a
one,
Shido
though.
backstory. I know
No.
people don't want one, but I think in the Egoist Bible it mentions something about how he didn't like he doesn't have a team. You know how everyone has like a team listed.
Yeah,
as
he
the
never
previous-
played.
He doesn't
He
have
never
a
played for a
team
team
listed.
prior
He
to
never
BLUELOCK.
played for a team, and I think that's kind of. Just a tiny bit suspicious, like thinking emoji. What do you mean he didn't play for a team? How did he get into BLUELOCK?
He probably like
Kicked
he was
off
probably
of his
just like
high school
I
team
mean,
by kicking someone.
here's the
Maybe,
deal.
yeah.
Like Henri did all the recruiting, right? And according to his Egoist Bible as well, Shido's a huge art guy.
Yeah.
So like he could have done something.
Maybe
Like-
Henri just saw him kicking some guy's head in and said, "Yeah, okay, cool, him. Like, we'll bring him. We'll bring him."
Well, here's the thing. Ego had to approve of everyone. So it's
Yeah.
not just like Henri who says it.
He
Ego
has to
approves
have
of
some
everyone.
form. Yeah, he has to have some form of. We'll figure it out. in the future.
Honestly, I think it's definitely a case of he used to play for a team, but he got kicked off because of violence or whatever.
Maybe.
Or he
got
just
kicked off 'cause
refused
he
to
was too
play.
zesty
Maybe
with
he was like
someone.
Nagi and got bored. Because he and
No,
But
Nagi
it
yeah.
share a
doesn't show
lot of
like previous
similarities.
team.
Yeah.
It doesn't show previous team in the egoist Bible, does it?
No,
No, it
it shows
doesn't.
it
That's
just
what I'm
shows
talking
previous
about,
team before coming to Blue Lock. Like Isagi played for what was it, Ichinan?
Ichinan,
Okay,
yeah.
so
that
there
was the
isn't
team he
a
was
team
on.
before that. Okay. It's just a preview. I got it now.
They
Yeah.
about to
So
have
if
Isagi's
if he got
Isagi's friend.
kicked off of a
in the
team,
JV.
legitimately, if he got kicked off of a team, it wouldn't show it in the egoist Bible. So that
No,
could have been what happened.
My
I just don't think we
headcanon
need one.
is that
Like,
Shido
isn't
just
a
got
character
too
we need.
fruity with someone and got kicked
got too
off.
free.
Reminds me
Got
of
kicked off.
Aizen.
for
Aizen
What
sure.
doesn't
sucks-
need a backstory.
Here's the thing. Shido doesn't need a backstory, and it would suck if they gave him one because it would mean that the only reason he's ever becoming relevant again is because he's getting a backstory. I want Shido
Yeah,
to become
no,
relevant again
I wanna-
without the need of a backstory.
I want to see a Shido backstory where we get the flashback and it's just like Shido having a happy childhood and just everything's going right and there's just nothing really to lead to this. He's just an out and out psycho.
That'd be
Oh,
funny.
is it like the one Meet the Robinsons movie? Is like, hey, you wanna like my childhood sucked.
They
Hey, you
all
wanna go
hated
play? Come
me.
on, bro, let's go play. They all hated
Yeah,
me.
they all hated me. Yeah.
Like that would be very hilarious. You know,
You-
they all hated me.
I
So
wanna
I got a
bet.
hole on the wall and
I
I
wanna-
went to town.
I want a
Like-
Birkenstock backstory. Give me that backstory. Tell me about Birkenstock. That's what I want to know
Nah,
about.
men, sir.
Y'all know Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter?
Oh,
Yeah,
suck.
No. Yeah.
Nah, he has a backstory, but it's like one chapter, but it's like very chill. There's nothing to be sad about. It's just the most chill.
Oh, someone said in the chat.
Yeah, that's
Some-
what I want.
someone said in the chat. Hold on.
Psycho.
Someone said in the chat he maybe played street football. That's actually I didn't even think about that. That's actually an interesting take as well.
Well, he
No, I
doesn't.
can't
Most
even
street
figure out
most
it.
street players are dribblers. Shido
That's
has only
true.
dribbled one time.
I mean, you don't have to be a dribbler. You don't have to be a dribbler.
Yes,
to
you
play street
do.
football.
If you're gonna
No,
be a
not
street
really.
player, you have to. Also, why would? Yes, you are. The amount of times maybe I'm wrong. I've seen a little bit of street football. The pitches that I've seen them play on, I don't even call them pitches, are small. There's not. You're gonna be dribbling a lot of the time.
They're playing in the hood. Yeah, they're playing in the hood.
Like you're not gonna be taking bicycle kick shots. You're not gonna be doing some crazy ass like rolling over someone's shoulder.
Kick shot.
Here's two statements I want to make. First of all, I agree with OP in the chat. We do need a Nico backstory. Second of
We
all,
have
I
one,
don't
kind of.
think Shido.
We do
Yeah, but
in
I
the
want
light
more in
manga.
I
We
want
just
more in
haven't
depth
had it
in the
main
actual
story,
manga.
and that's it.
Anyway, and the second point is,
No, it's
I don't
true.
think Shido would be a street footballer for the sole reason that's kind of Yukimiya's whole thing is he has his dribbling style because he's a street footballer.
I thought
Like,
you
that's
can
Yukimiya's
Mia played for an. I
literal-
thought
Yeah,
you can
makes
Mia played
sense.
for an academy. I thought you played for like a school.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he still based his whole style off
street
of
style though. Yeah,
starting as a street player.
Well, that was
Fair
not his
enough.
whole style. That's just I get your point, but that's just not his whole style. That's
that's
just
just his
one.
style of
'Cause
dribbling.
He is
His whole
emperor. He is
dribbling style,
emperor
I
and
mean.
street. Emperor and street dribbling
Yeah.
are two completely different styles that he uses.
I meant his whole sort of dribbling style. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's street dribbling.
Well, again, there's still two dribbling styles.
Yeah, he's got the Emperor style now, but
Yeah.
I feel like a bigger part is the street dribbling.
I want to see him do
That's
that
where he
more.
came from.
I need to see that cat appear and start running down the field. That would be. I feel like that'd be a cool because that's not really an aura manifestation, but I think that'd be one for Yukimiya, a cat. Just a house.
Just a regular old cat.
Yeah, a street
A
cat.
regular old black cat.
But yeah, no, like an orange tabby street cat runs around
just
people's feet, weaving in and out of people's walking legs. Like Yukimiya hits
Legitimately?
nutmegs and dribbles around people.
Cody,
That would be
Yukimiya and his
amazing.
little kitten
I do
versus
agree with that.
Chigiri and his.
The
He's
the
a-
closest thing we have to an
Or
aura for
Shigure,
Yukimiya is
it
the
is.
sword screw. That's the closest thing we have.
Yeah.
And we need something for Yukimiya. We need more aura manifestations. I need more. I want to see people with unique auras. I want to see more. We might get an episode Nagi.
Maybe.
Honestly, we
Loki's.
might. That would be
Loki's is like
amazing.
shooting stars or laser beams or some shit. I want to know what Luna's. Dude, it'd be so cool if like Adam Blake's is like a bull.
Actually, Ratio, I have a question.
Would
Did
be
did you see that Loki's on the cover for this volume? Right, Loki's on the cover.
Yeah, I
What
saw
did
it.
you?
Yeah.
Someone. his chain around his neck. Someone pointed out that it's like I don't know, is it faded? I don't know how to explain how it looks. Right? It's not.
It's supposed to be glowing.
It's like glowing, right? So,
Mhm.
people theorize that like Loki's like there's like a big theory that like Loki actually hates a lot of the adults in the football world. Like he doesn't fuck. He wants freedom. Like he actually
Well, he doesn't like them. He
I
literally
think
said,
that Loki is very arrogant, but tries to come off as
as
a
a
nice
sweet
guy.
guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a facade.
Well,
I think he's a
yeah.
nice guy though. I think he actually is kind of a nice guy, but maybe
I think
'cause
he's
in
just this.
Walk
He
Five,
doesn't mean to be a dick. I think he is just a nice guy, and he just
Mhm.
does. He's somewhat blunt.
confident in his ability. Yeah, he's confident in his ability.
Yeah.
It's like what's his name? Sai from Naruto.
I mean, if he's based off Mbappe, then he will have some arrogance to him.
Because
Yeah, if
Mbappe is
Yeah.
a bitch, bro.
If he was actually truly based on Mbappe, bro would be in Real right now, but he's not. So-
Maybe that's what we'll see him
Nah, but he
next.
still has his bitch mentality though.
yeah,
True,
that's
true.
true.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, isn't his chain like you guys said what, lasers or light rays or something?
That's
like
his aura. I thought
Yeah,
that's what I
his
thought it
aura.
was.
It's like star beams, like speed star beams.
Yeah, man. And you guys reckon that he's gonna play the U20 World Cup? Yeah?
I
think so.
think it was his name, the YouTuber. Someone
Bachira?
mentioned.
Harry.
I don't know. I don't remember. Someone said that it would kind of be like Loki is trolling if he plays because he'd be Smurf. He'd basically be on a Smurf
Yeah, because
account. He'd be Smurfing.
he's a full international. He's
Yeah,
like
he's full
an adult
international.
international.
Well,
He's a
who's to
professional
say
player.
he can't play in the U20s though?
No,
It's not to say he can't.
play.
He
We're
can't.
not saying he can't. We're just saying
Well,
would he
here's the
would he
thing.
actually do it?
Would he
He'd
do
have
it?
I
to
think he
choose.
would. I think he would just to play with Charles.
Yeah.
Just to get more chance to like develop with Charles. I think he would purposefully go down.
I think.
Also,
I
it
think
wouldn't
he
make
would
sense. It wouldn't make sense.
Didn't
if he
I
do
didn't.
think he
it.
would hold back. I think he'd hold back just to try and force Charles to develop more. I guess.
You know what? I think that FIFA president, you know how like the FIFA president's plotting something? I think this is all gonna tie back to him. I
Ray
think
Dark?
Ray Dark, Ray Dark is gonna somehow convince Loki and some of these star players to go and play in this U20. Just because money. Remember what he said, as long as it makes us money, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but that wouldn't. Like, here's the deal. He's not gonna do that to Loki. Loki will probably already do it just because of Charles, anyways. And like, I don't think Loki will ever actually pull his punch either. Because I feel like if they did that, it wouldn't be a deserved win for BLUELOCK or Japan. They'd be like, oh, he's not. He doesn't even care yet. We've come this far and he's still not doing it. I feel like at some point, Japan needs to show off that they are not just the crappy country they used to be.
Yeah, only reason I don't want Loki to play is because I want France to be the final big bad in the actual World Cup. I want it to be Noah, Loki, and
There probably will be.
Yeah, it's because like France in the World Cup, it would be like Noah, Loki, and it would probably be Charles, like an adult Charles, like an older Charles, and maybe
I wouldn't want him.
I think even if Loki plays, in this
I don't
World
think Kaiser can be a big bad in the story anymore because the U20 is his last chance to be like a rival, like a big threat.
Kaiser can be an antagonist in either or. Like, he can be an antagonist.
Kaiser should be
But like I think Japan versus Germany in the final would be like insane.
For
like,
U20 or World Cup, for like U20 or main World Cup, which one?
U20.
Oh, U20. Okay, yeah, fairs.
So, do you guys believe in the theory Nagi will come back in the World Cup if he doesn't survive BLUELOCK?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are heavily thinking that.
Yeah.
Do you think in his debut return game he's gonna score a goal?
Absolutely.
Here's a bigger question. Do you think at any point in this series we're gonna see another hat trick? Like from the BLUELOCK from Japan, will we ever see another hat trick?
Yeah, we will.
We need to see an Isagi hat trick. I don't think we've seen one yet.
Isagi's gonna score a hat trick.
Here's the thing. If we ever see Isagi score, here's the thing. Once we see a character score twice, the hat trick will pretty much be confirmed. Because there's no way you could have one character score twice back to back and be like, yeah, they're not gonna score a hat trick. A hat trick is coming. I feel like if anyone's likely to score a hat trick, it would be Bachira.
Honestly, I feel like if someone's likely to score a hat trick, I feel like there are a few options related to like we could see Isagi score a hat trick in the game against Noah in like that final match. I feel like Nagi's first game returning could be a hat trick for him just to show that like he's back. I don't think anyone's scoring a hat trick, but there are options.
Do you really think Isagi? I don't think Isagi would ever score a hat trick, to be honest.
No, I think
I
he
think
will.
he'll score the
he
winning
will.
goal, but I don't think.
I think he
I don't
will
think
only
he
because
will,
he
but
himself
it's
mentioned
possible.
the hat trick.
Well, he mentioned him needing the hat trick to beat Green, and then he didn't get that.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna be a goal of his. Remember, he's gonna keep improving.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. On Bastion Munchen was probably his best chance to do it because he only had one main opponent.
I
Like
don't think
Yuki Miya, like
I don't
Kunigami a little bit, but Yuki Miya worked with him.
I don't think
And he
so.
was the
Only
only
because
other real goal scorer. Like,
I think obviously in the U20 games that they're gonna be 90 minutes first of all, and I think we established like this PXG game was only 33 minutes,
will they be the
Yeah.
length of the U20s then?
and then sorry.
Yeah. It would be 90 minutes.
In terms of
Yeah,
in terms of like
U20 should
chapter
be
in story
90.
length. Do
Yeah,
you
it
think
should
they'll
be
be the same
90,
length?
and on top of that, there's no cap for goals.
I think the
Not
pacing.
each game. I don't think the group.
I think Connoisseur is gonna have to work on the pacing because, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If these games lost if one game lost like 5 years, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I
Yeah,
mean,
bear in mind,
one
that
game
game
lasting,
was
one
the
game
first-
lasting what? Like I would say one game lasting
one game lost like
6
5
months.
months. Yeah, 6 months.
7 months.
year.
I think that's
Yeah.
fine. Like that's
Yeah.
the length of the
That's fine,
U20
yeah,
game.
But
Maybe
not a
it's a little
whole
bit under.
year. Like
But, like,
Uber's pacing
Well,
is fine.
if it's the same pacing as PXG for the games, bear in mind PXG was 33 minutes. That's basically 3 times the length of PXG for a 90-minute game.
But
If the
we
U20 World Cup
established,
does that.
but we already established there's something like 7 to 8 games if they get to the finals, and on top of that, I think with the U20 matches, the U20 game matches, I don't think we'll be seeing beat by bit, beat for beat like we normally do. I think there will have to be some
I
half
think-
time
I think-
skips and
I
stuff
think-
like
I
that. Do you
think-
know how in the first selection how we wouldn't see every action?
Yeah.
we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would.
I think.
No, we didn't.
I-
We didn't see every
Like when
action.
Raito was supposed to be a striker, then they cut off to halftime. Type
Yeah.
Of stuff.
Oh,
I
that
think-
was.
I think,
Well, wasn't
And-
that
and-
like the very first game?
And
that
I
was-
feel like
That was the
some
second game,
group
yeah.
stage matches, I feel some of them will
They-
be fast tracked.
Yeah, Kanashir is
Yeah.
gonna
I
skip
think-
to
I
them just
think-
winning. They could just win.
I
winning the
have-
group stage.
Yeah, I think so.
I actually have an interesting thought about
Okay.
how the U20 World Cup might actually go.
Mhm.
What I think is that in a World Cup group, whether U20 or not, you've got 4 teams per group. So we've got Japan as one. I think there'll be 2 like kind of foddery teams, and then
I
there'll
got
be one big team.
And Argentina. And
I think though, given everything, like Kanashiro says he wants to develop Bachira, Sai, Chigiri, Kunigami, Sendo. Like, if they want to develop them equally, they're gonna give them each a game, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
not gonna be a game that they would rush since they're trying to develop. He's trying to develop
I
them.
think Sai's coming to U20.
What's up?
You think Sai's gonna play for the U20 then?
No, I think he'll play for the actual final World Cup.
Okay,
Unless Nagi gets voted back in and they do the 26 player thing. Because if they hear me out, if they do the 26 player thing and Nagi isn't one of them, that's bullcrap.
Oh, 100%. I think 100% they'll do it for the actual World Cup with the 26 player thing, and I think it's going to be Nagi, Sai, and then one other player, probably
Sai.
a random player.
Buddha be praised.
Sai's gonna be preparing to play with his brother at Real, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't think it will be in the U20 World Cup though, because I
No,
don't
it
think
won't. No, it won't. No, it
I
won't.
want.
I think because
I
what's gonna
want to
happen
watch
is
them prove themselves.
What's
first.
gonna happen
That
is-
was my argument. Like, Sai
It's
doesn't
like-
want to play for them yet.
it's like U20 happens, right? They either win or they lose, and then after that, Konashiro might show us with them playing at their clubs, right? We're gonna get more like club shit. They're gonna maybe like a little time skip. There has to be a time skip from U20 to actual World Cup. There has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be like a time skip. We're gonna get like time skip after playing club football. These boys are ready for the actual World Cup, and then Sai's like, okay, it's time. I'm representing Japan. I think the
Hear me out on
U20
this though.
style is gonna be huge.
I think they'll lose the U20 World Cup.
Yeah, they'll lose.
But
Yes, thank you.
But I think they will beat Loki and Charles. I think they will lose to Kaiser.
They'll lose to Germany
Yeah.
in the finals.
I think
I believe.
I
they'll
think them
lose to
losing to
Kaiser.
Germany is a good idea because you would at least tackle Loki and Charles, who are being set up as the next big bad. Have them face them in the quarterfinals, and then in the finals have them face Kaiser. Have Kaiser win, and then that gives you another reason to face France. You beat France, and then you're going to play Noah. Because if you don't beat Loki, like you go into the World Cup, you want them to beat Loki. So you'd have Noah, Loki, and Charles on the same team. That's too stacked, and I frankly wouldn't want that. I feel like it'd be a little too much.
It's gonna be my last point because I'm gonna head off in a minute. Do you guys know how old Pablo is? Remember him?
24.
24. Okay. So that means Pablo will be in the actual World Cup. He won't be in the under 20.
Yeah. I think Germany.
Do you guys?
Big.
Do you guys think by the time we get to
24,
the actual World Cup, do you think that it's gonna be all blue lockers, or do you think there's gonna be seasoned pros in that team?
I think there will be some seasoned pros. Again, I draw inspiration from Haikyuu. Towards the end of Haikyuu in the manga, there's like a lot of adult players that are playing with them, with like full on bids and shit.
That's what I was. That's what I was saying regarding the 26. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot, but I definitely feel like then there is definitely going to be at least one, and they'll probably go on to like be one of the 26 bonus players. Like if Nagi doesn't come back, it's likely because 2 players from the actual World Cup team are still there. But I do also see a world where certain players who have survived now, like Kiora and Nanase, yes, I am saying Nanase, get kicked off the team and replaced by actual World Cup players.
Correct me if I'm
Will they face do you think they'll face the team like they did U20? Like they'll be like, all right, now you're facing Japan's national team.
Yes, 100%. It would be like the preparation to see which team truly should get to represent Japan. I think Blue Lock will win.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have to? Doesn't your country have to call you up to represent the World Cup?
Yep.
Like you have to be really good. Your country chooses you. Like not your country, but like
Baratsuda would probably be the one to choose them.
Yeah, right. And let's just. I feel like the final Japan squad isn't gonna look like. I think it's gonna be made up of some of the top, the most hungry blue lockers. Like Isagi's obviously gonna be there. I think Sai's gonna be there. Rin's gonna be there. Barou's gonna be there. But I think we might not see a lot of the extended cast.
Yes,
we might not see. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of I think this U20 World Cup will be the last time we see a lot of these blue lockers, bro.
Like who?
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, probably.
I think Konishira's gonna. Also, Konishira could just introduce a bunch of new Japanese people we ain't never seen before.
Do you think? All right, I'm gonna list off characters. You tell me, yay or nay, you think they'll be on the actual team.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Shido.
No.
No.
No. Okay, I think I heard 5 no's.
Yeah.
Hiyori.
Yes.
See, I disagree.
If Sai's there, then what's
the point? If Sai's there, though.
If Sai's there, then no.
You make it sound like if you only need one player.
We might need a sub.
I feel like he could be Sai's sub.
All right, Raito, you cool with me directing this real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, I'm gonna go one at a time, and then you say your vote, right? And then we'll do that from like moving on, right? Kunigami. All right, so Raito.
No.
Suki.
Come back to me. I gotta think.
Nakeem.
Yeah.
Lexio.
Yeah.
Dedu.
No.
Okay, so it sounds it's 2-2. Suki, you're the tiebreaker. Do you think Kunigami will play for the national Japan team, assuming they cast some people out?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. Let me find the list. Let me find the list of important characters.
He's an egoist 4. I doubt they're gonna kick off Kunigami. He's an egoist.
Chigiri's leg's gonna break.
Okay. Let me ask. All right. Let me ask you this. What about Karasu?
No.
Yeah, I don't see him. I see him playing clubs.
Don't boo him.
All right.
Boo.
Okay. Here's one. This is an interesting one. Gagamaru.
Yay.
Yeah.
Do you think the national team will have a better goalkeeper than Gagamaru?
He will surely be benched.
Gagamaru will draw on as the sub.
I think Gagamaru makes it, but he might not be a starter.
The thing is, you don't know. the Japan national team has Mark Evans from Inazuma 11, and he will be playing in goal. And it's cooked from there.
Dude, if Mark Evans is the goalkeeper, Gagamaru's out of a business. Out of a job. He's
He's
out of
out
business,
of
bro.
job, bro. He ain't playing shit.
Gagamaru's cut. We've had Ray Dark already. Who's to
We
say?
have Ray Dog, bro. Mark Evans about to show up in the next arc. You don't know.
Go NG as well.
Go NG as well.
Just bring them all in.
I'm not gonna lie. If the Inazuma Japan were there, Blue Lock are flipping burgers. They're not making it to a damn group stage, bro. Like,
That's literally going to be the
What are they gonna
final
do when
game
they
of
pull
the
out a
series.
god? Who? Hey, why is this child in
Fire
space?
So what is
tornado.
Inazuma 11? Is that a wait? What is that?
Yeah, so Inazuma 11's another soccer anime.
It's another
I
one.
don't remember much about it. Isn't it like they're in like middle school or something?
They're in middle
Yeah.
school, but they end up representing Japan. They
The
do end
world,
up
no?
playing, yeah, the world,
They
Japan.
represent
Wait,
the
as
heck?
middle schoolers?
against
I want to
aliens.
clarify.
These kids?
They don't just represent the Japan against the
Who the
world.
hell are
They
these?
represent Earth against
They represent
fucking
Earth,
yeah.
aliens.
Yeah,
Against
Inazuma
aliens.
11's kind of wacky. Don't.
What
think
are we
about
gonna?
it too
Oh my
much.
god! What do we do? Yo, call that 8-year-old.
Hey,
Have him
hey,
kick ass, but
hey.
make sure that our matches are before 9 p.m.
Hey,
He
crackhead.
can't stay out that late.
Okay, wait. One more point before I leave. Though. Crackhead Fury. You know how Embers is made by one of the assistants who worked on Blue Lock. Who's to say, guys? Who's to say that we don't see the Embers cast at the very end? No, I'm joking. We're not gonna see them, but it'd be
Dude,
pretty funny though.
I want a
That'd be a
cameo.
thick
I
call.
want to just see Haitani in the audience
Yeah,
or
that'd be-
something,
that'd be
or
pretty- that'd
Takumi.
be
I want to
Honestly,
see them in the
guys,
audience.
Guys,
pretty
the
cool.
final matches of Blue Lock
I'm still
are
on
going
chapter
to
2.
be
I'm gonna do a live stream on it later.
the final matches
I
of Blue
did.
Lock are just going to be them playing every other like football
Every other
anime
football
team.
anime,
They're
Captain
they're gonna
Tsubasa.
be
They're gonna go to Ace
they're
of
gonna play
Diamonds
Gonna
or
get, like,
something.
Arrow-
Captain
They're not
Arrow
even.
Inazuma
in there.
That's the
11,
wrong sport.
Embers.
They're just gonna go.
Captain Tsubasa.
Nah,
Ashito.
have
Ashito.
dude. Be
Tsubasa
honest
is
though.
destroying us.
Let's be honest. The blue lockers are slaughtering them. The blue lockers are
against who?
slaughtering
What, Ace of
Ashito.
Diamonds?
Ashito has like it pretty
I-
much like first
No, I'm
selection.
talking
Isagi's
about
pick
Tsubasa.
I
up.
would actually
Tsubasa slaughters Blue
I would
Lock.
hard disagree. As someone who's caught up to Aoashi, the Ashi the Espion, is that the name of the team? Sorry,
Esperion, I think.
Esperion.
Esperion. I'd say that there are some people on Esperion who I'd say are like pretty high Blue Lock level.
Like-
not like I wouldn't say crazy, but I think Ashito is really people. sleep on
Ashito is like
He's
first
really
selection
good.
Isagi spatial
Ah, hell
awareness.
no.
Who the fuck are you guys?
Like,
What is
Honestly,
Ashito is really good.
I
Some
think
virgin we're talking about?
did someone just say Captain Tsubasa cooks Blue Lock? That's not happening.
Hey,
He
bro,
does, does
Those
he?
guys
You-
go
listen,
hard.
if you-
I don't remember much, but I've seen like the video games where they shoot out tigers or something. What are we
Those
doing
guys go
against?
let me
hard.
ask you this: do you think that the Blue Lock 11, so like the U20 Blue Lock 11 formation, so the same players who participated in that game, however, it's their current versions of them. Do you think they beat Esperion?
Yeah, they beat Esperion. Yeah. I think they
Do
the
you
only-
think
the only-
do you think under 20 them beats Esperion?
No. I think Esperion would actually put up a good shot. Like current Esperion, like right now in the manga, where like current. I don't know how far you guys are in Aoashi.
I
I'm not gonna
haven't
spoil
read it.
anything. Yeah, so you haven't read it, but I'm
I'm trying to
right
get
now-
into the anime, but it's so boring. It's
Yeah,
so
it's-
boring.
You have to get past that
So,
first bit.
I will say that
Is the manga good? Cause
Yes,
It doesn't look good. The art is horrible.
The art.
Damn, then how am I supposed to do this?
How do
The
I
art-
read this? There are no pictures.
The art is subjective. I will say though, narratively, I like Aoashi a bit more than Blue Lock. You can shoot me if you want to, it's fine. But unfortunately, Aoashi
Get out.
Aoashi is ending. Aoashi is ending soon anyway.
Good.
So,
Good.
no. I think we need more football soccer anime.
Yeah, we do.
We need more.
We've got
We have Embers now, and we have
Embers now, too.
Catenaccio too. We have
Yeah,
two
this is like the scene in Transformers. I don't remember who's we don't need you. We can make you now. We don't need you.
Yeah, but
We don't
like
need Aoishi. We have Embers.
Aoashi is more like how do I
real life
say this?
football.
It's like
It's so
realistic
real,
football. What
honestly.
Blue Lock is also realistic, but it's exaggerated. I think you can like, but you acting like two goats can't exist. That's basically what I'm saying. You can like both. You can like all three of them if you want to.
No, and two
You can
goats
make
do
the blonde
exist.
and
Blue
make
Lock
the
and Inazuma 11. How actually isn't in the conversation, bro.
That I have to hard as an Inazuma 11 Glazer, I'd have to hard disagree. But like,
Wait, what is it? What is it?
I said two goats can't coexist. Two goats can coexist.
Inazuma 11 solos from what I've just seen on TikTok.
Vicenzo, I don't think we're
I
gonna
just
see
watched
Messi or
TikTok. What the
Ronaldo
heck
play.
are these kids?
Anyway,
Okay.
guys, I hope you have a nice
see
day.
fireballs
See you,
get shot.
King. Thank you so much for tuning in, bro.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
see
much.
you,
for
bro.
taking it.
See
It
you.
was really nice
Thanks,
talking to
bro.
you guys. Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
see ya.
All right, I got more characters for you. Are you prepared?
One sec. Let me just address Vincenzo. Vincenzo, I don't think we get to see Messi or Ronaldo play.
Yeah. It's like,
And
isn't it
No.
like a
Copyright.
legal issue, like a
yeah,
misinterpretation
it'll
of
be like an
character?
image rights issue.
Yeah.
And
Ronaldo
You're
can't
right.
even come to America.
and
Like,
this one as well. Pratik, do you think we get a new Gen 11 player before World Cup? I don't think we get one before. I think we might get one during.
I think we'll
yeah.
see
I
all of
think
the
we
new
get
Gen 11
more than
during.
one during.
How long do you
Yeah.
think
Wait,
BLUELOCK
I
will
don't think
be?
we'll see because like one could like not qualify with his country, but we'll know of him.
I think it's going to be about like 800 chapters.
So, like, I'm talking like years. So, like, right now it's 2025.
Oh,
Do you think the series will be over in 2030?
No.
yes.
No, I don't think so. I think it carries on.
Yes.
No.
I
Lexio,
think
that
it's
is
the
that is
only-
150. How many chapters is that? That is like 250 chapters max. Assuming that, I think you can do 200
Wait,
chapters. I think he can do like what? I think he does like 40 chapters a year, 12 break weeks a year.
40 chapters.
That'd mean 200 chapters.
Jesus,
So that
we're in
would put it.
2025. God, I'm. Yeah, no, it's not ending by 2030. Sorry,
So then,
I
what
forgot
about
what year
what
it
about
was.
2032? 2
No.
more years.
No,
No.
Do you,
No.
do you think
I'd
2035?
estimate. I'd
35.
estimate like
Before
2034.
2040, yeah, but not before
2035.
2040.
10 years.
I
10
got
years.
2038.
35 is
I got
close. I think 35.
I think 2034 at the soonest. But I
So,
think probably close to what Suki said.
The soonest.
assuming then, how many arcs do you think are left? Do you think it's legitimately, like, I'm talking like arc. So, like, first selection, second selection, third selection, U20, NEL. Those are arcs. Well, I consider NEL to be a saga. Not really relevant. But in terms of, like, core arcs, how many do you
I
think?
can see
Four?
like
Do you think it's just
3 big
U20 World
arcs.
Cup and
3
then
big
World Cup?
arcs.
Do you think that's
No,
it?
4. I think there's 4.
I think
I
we'll
think
have
so.
maybe. I think we'll have 6.
I think we're gonna see. We could have 6, but I think personally we're gonna see U20 World Cup. I think we're gonna see the time skip arc, quote unquote, where it's like all club stuff or the club arc, whatever you want to call it. I
Yeah.
think we're then gonna see the national representation arc, where we have the game to decide who's going to represent national team, and then I think we're going to have the World Cup arc. Hence why I say 4. I think there definitely could be more.
You're missing
but
one though.
4 is my guess.
You're missing one. You're missing
Which
one
one?
though.
Champions League?
After the NEL, there is 50 days until the World Cup. They have to do something between then.
Training
Yeah, true.
arc.
Unless they
I
do it like a jump cut in 50 days, which I would hate if they did, because he could have just said,
I think
"Oh, we're gonna have the matches extended. We're gonna have an extended period."
Do you know the point where, like, between the third selection and the NEL, between the U20 and the NEL, how they had the whole, like, outside of Blue Lock life moments, and then it was back to Blue Lock?
Yeah, but
I
they're
think
never
that's
gonna do
just going to
that.
be the moment. I think that's just going to be the
They
moment.
have less than 2 months till the World Cup, and they just figured out their members. They're going to be training.
Yeah,
for
but
2
at the
months.
same time, I feel like we're not going to see the training. I feel like it's literally just going to get summarized in a chapter or 2.
I would hate that. That's horrible. Because you're jumping through in the same amount of time span as the NEL lasted in 2 chapters. That's horrible. If it's not
To
on
be
these
fair, I
I
can
stats,
see Kanashiro
that's
doing
wild.
it
I
the
would
way
hate
he
that as well.
If it's
I would
if it's not
Kanashiro
anything less than
probably
10 chapters, if
would.
it's anything less than 10 chapters, that is insanely wild.
I hope it's
Yeah.
going to be like a 30 chapter training arc. But I don't think it will be.
I don't think
I'd
it'll
love
be.
to see a game
No. I mean,
where
first
Blue Lock
chapter, I
play
think it can
themselves
be.
to decide the starters.
I think it can be, but I hope it's not. I really hope it's
I
not.
want it to be like 30 chapters.
I don't.
See, this is why I wanted the Isagi to Real arc.
Well,
Like-
I want it to be 30 chapters
Yeah,
because
because
I
he
want to
like
see like
disappears off to Real,
Like, it would be
and
great
then
for
you
world
get like
building.
the other
Have
22.
Have
It
the
would
players
be
at
way
Blue
cool.
Lock train, and then have Isagi go to Real and expand the world, show more of clubs. You know, like show off Royale as a club. We've heard so much about it, and we know pretty much nothing. Like I want to see this. I want to see this club. I want to get introduced to new characters, and
Yes,
I want
please.
some new context. I'm sorry, but I'm a little tired of the main blue lockers. I want something new. We got Kaiser,
Yeah.
and they were cool, but I need something new. I need a new fresh batch of characters that way I don't get bored of the same 23 for the next 600 chapters.
Which is why I want
Honestly,
Nishioka to make it.
Shut up.
no.
Oh my god.
Honestly, what I would prefer over what you just said is I would prefer for the training arc. Obviously, it's still going to focus on Isagi, but instead of focusing more on like Bachira's training and all that, I'd want it to focus more on characters like Nico and Carter's characters we've seen more in the background. I want them to get more. That way, we don't get dried up on like.
I
I
think
need
very
Sendo.
character
I want
development.
Sendo development. Bro used to be the ace striker, and now he's nothing.
Yes.
Sendo needs to
I
own
think
up.
it will.
I think
Honestly,
we're gonna get a
send out.
backlash of them losing the AFC Championship. Like
Here's
the
here's
Asia
something I
World Cup,
want.
or not World Cup, but like the Asian Trophy or whatever.
Mm.
AFC
Yeah.
or whatever. I think Sendo and IQ are gonna play South Korea throughout the U20 as a revenge game, something like that. That would be Sendo's development game. That's just me though.
Here's something I want to see during the training.
Yeah.
I would love to see just like a moment. This would make me like this character more. Just give him a moment where we focus in on Fukaku's training. Like those background characters, give them moments of like Aryu, give him a proper moment where we focus in on him. That's what I want this training arc between now and the U20 World Cup to be.
I
Those
can see
characters
that
we
happen.
haven't got much for, give them like a chapter of development.
Yeah, I need U20 type development for these characters. Like even if it's just one small moment, give them a little bit of attention. You know?
I gotta
Yeah.
go now, guys.
Yeah, I got a dip too.
Yeah, I think
It's been fun.
I was gonna close out about 10 minutes ago. But yeah, man. It's been a good one, man. It's been a good one. It's been lively today.
Yeah.
Been lively
Six
today.
of us.
Little bastard.
Arrow, don't forget you got Nanase to draw in it. So
Yeah. Hey, look
Yeah.
at me. Look at me. You're locked off.
Nagi!
He's locked off. You're
locked
locked
off.
off. What do you have to say for yourself? Where is your Rayo now?
Where's Rayo? Yeah, where's Rayo at?
Where's your
How do
Rayo
you-
Yeah,
now?
guys.
Hey, Nagi, how do you feel that Nanase survived over you?
Fuck you.
Have a good day.
Here, hold up. This is him. Hey, Nagi, stop fighting him.
going, guys.
Show them
All
your
right,
pretty face.
guys. We're gonna
Cheers.
shut it off here. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be seeing you next week. There's no chapter next week, so we'll come up with some discussions. But it's been good, man. It's been good. Thanks everyone for joining. Lexio, Dedu,
Maybe discuss
Aero.
teams.
Huh?
Maybe discuss teams now that the final 23 has
for
been
sure.
decided.
I'm dipping. All right.
For sure. See you, Aero.
Thank you so much.
See ya.
Yeah, for sure. We'll discuss teams. We'll discuss some more of the upcoming arcs with hopefully the training stuff. I'm hoping some episode of Nagi stuff might be out as well by then, but we don't know. But yeah, it's been good, man. It's been a good one, lively one today.
Yeah.
And
It's fun listening to all the drama.
always. But yeah, we're gonna lock it off here. Thanks everyone for joining. And before you leave, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we out, man.
Yeah.